All right. What it do, you dirty babies? It is let me put my glasses on so I can see everything that I'm doing here because it's Tuesday, man. It's Tuesday. It's 8 p.m. and you know what that means. It's time for another TikTok Trash Tuesday. That's where I go to movie TikTok and I pick out what I hope are good. I hope they're good TikToks. I hope they're good. I hope they're entertaining. I try to make them entertaining, even if they're not entertaining. And I'd like to thank you for helping make all this happen week after week. This is TikTok Trash number 30. We've been doing this for a hot second here. And if you've been along for any of this ride, we appreciate you. And if not, man, hit that like and subscribe button as well as that bell notification so when we know when we're going live. We, of course, always go live Sunday evenings at 8 p.m. for the Half-Ass Movie Podcast regular show. This month, we have been doing rom-toms, Tom Hanks romantic comedies in order. See, I keep wanting to say the wrong thing. But Tom Hanks romantic comedies in order, and we're closing it all out with Sleepless in Seattle. So that should be a good one there. I will say this, though. I want to kind of do this real fast here, just in case, who knows. But I want to throw it out there and go, like, what do you guys think that we ought to do for March? Because we're throwing around ideas. We're still, we're like a week out from having to, put something on the kitchen table, as it were. So just, if you have a thought, let us know. We'd always like to hear it. And again, a big giant thank you to the people who support the show over at patreon.com/HMP. Those people get pre-show, post-show, Dinger Zone, and all that fine and good stuff. And we like to thank all of them for helping this program month after month, year after year, man. So awesome of you guys. We really appreciate you. Well, let's go ahead and get into it. I know we had a lot of crap to cover on the show today. And oh boy, it should be good. It should be good. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's entertaining. Let's go.
I worked on a disastrous movie called Hudson Hawk 30 years ago with Bruce Willis.
Richard E. Grant going to tell us a little bit about old Bruce Willie. Hold on here. I got to change something about this stupid. Whenever I leave this place, they look like all of a sudden they decide to change shit and like, here's what this looks like now, and change the background color and like you can't see shit. There you go. That's a little more. There's our normal one. Okay. All right. I was getting weirded out. I don't know. I don't like it. All right, here we go. Back to Richard E. Grant.
And he said to me, "Why are you prepared to play people who are sexually deviant or morally this or whatever?"
To be fair, Richard E. Grant do be playing a lot of those characters. If you really look at the kind of history, it's usually not Richard E. Grant. What a lovely son of a bitch he is. No, it's usually quite the opposite of that.
He said, because I play heroes. And I said, do you not find that limiting or dull in any way?
I would imagine that like having that kind of thing is a little bit like it's very cool. It's very cool to have that like you are the hero of all of it. But you got to admit that the role that's more fun to play is the villain role. It's always more fun to play the villain than it is to play the hero. Now the hero is the cooler role to play in a sense of like moral superiority and all that kind of jazz. But like, tell me you don't love Darth Vader. You know what I'm saying?
And he looked at me and said, no, that's what I like to play. But he said, you English guys are prepared to play people who are unsympathetic or weird or oddball or whatever. And I said, but that's what makes it interesting. Otherwise, you're just doing the same thing, aren't you? And he said, well, I earn a lot of money doing that. And I couldn't argue with that.
Well, hey, listen, I think you have to go to like what sort of suits you and everything as well. I think if you're an actor, you can be pigeonholed in good ways and bad ways. So it kind of all depends on how things flow for you. But yeah.
There is a big difference between this.
Damn, Chin. Okay.
And this.
Listening. And how much you need to put on there, hi?
Hey, it's Uncle Roger.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. How's it going today?
I love Rush Hour, and I think I speak for Black people and Asians when I say, yeah, it's funny. But why is Chris Tucker different? It's because that kind of humor requires a level of intelligence, empathy, and context.
Now, I chose this TikTok. I didn't watch. I got about to this point right here, and I thought, hey, let's learn a little something. I don't know. I mean, because we watch movies and stuff all the time, and sometimes, well, many a time, I would imagine, we don't always think about how things might look or seem from other perspectives. And as we've said many a time on this podcast, this is what I kind of want to do: is I want to see things from other people's perspective and stuff. And I when this gentleman came on, and he's got this is a fairly lengthy video, and I'm not going to try to interrupt it too much, but I don't know. I was just like, well, let's hear what this gentleman has to say, and really kind of break down the kind of differences between all of these things. I'm excited to see what his take is.
That most people just do not seem to understand. Hear me out.
You ain't got no better food, like some chicken wings, some baby back ribs, some fries or something?
Chinese food, no soul food here.
I didn't say nothing about no soul food. I said you got some better food.
I need to be watching these Rush Hour films. There's been a lot of talk lately and stuff. But man, gosh, Chris Tucker was so fun back in this. He's like the fun kind of annoying, isn't he? He's like he's a real pain in the ass, but at the same time, it's just like you like him. You like him. I gotta turn this fucking announcement thing off here. What the hell's going on? Give me a break. All right, do not disturb. I posted something on TikTok talking about TikTok. It's like, show up here, motherfuckers. Stop commenting on the TikTok and come to here and write it in the chat and call me a dirty word there. All right, but back to Chris Tucker.
I want that greasy shit. How you gonna sell a big box of grease?
I'm chilling you what?
Come
on.
The punchline here is that Chris Tucker.
And remember, everybody, this is Rush Hour 2. I don't want to be a dickhead here, but this is Rush Hour 2.
Tucker's character and the guy in the stall do not understand each other, and they have really short tempers, and so it escalates really quickly, and that is funny. Now take this clip.
What's up, my nigga?
The punchline here is that Jackie,
he's not allowed to
both
say
Jackie and the character that he's playing, important clarification, don't understand what he is saying. He's just following Chris's example.
What's up, my nigga?
And then it escalates again quickly into Jackie's classic action comedy style.
What did you just say?
I'll repeat it for you, sir.
My nigga.
The punchline when you listen to this guy
Who care, correct? Nobody care?
is just us. We are the punchline. Our existence is just funny.
Now, I'll push back a little bit, and I'm going to let him have his speaks again because he knows far more than I do. He's an Asian guy. I'm just a white guy, so that's there's obviously a huge difference there. But one thing that I do know is that Uncle Roger, the character of Uncle Roger, is taken very much from the personality of Martin Yan from back in the day. Martin Yan was probably one of the first kind of superstar. The TV chef, if you will. I loved watching him back in the day. He was hilarious. He was just so funny, and he just was always having a great time, a huge smile on his face and everything. He would chop stuff so fast and just scoop it and do all these things. And he made watching and he made cooking so fun, right? And Uncle Roger took a lot of inspiration from Martin Yan. So that's where I always kind of took it from. And then, of course, the stereotype of the overcritical Asian uncle in this particular case.
The way some of us naturally speak English because our native tongue gives us that accent is funny for some reason. There's absolutely no nuance, no depth. It's just, hey, look, an Asian guy's talking, everybody laugh, by the way.
Well, I don't know, because here's the thing, if people didn't sound like that, it would seem a little bit more racist, I think. But there are a large group of people, and here's the thing, not for nothing, it sounds a little bit funny. It does, as I am sure that it sounds funny to them when we go over to France or Mexico, or as is most Americans' cases, because those are the two main languages we go after. I'm sure that we sound silly to them when we try to, do their stuff. So it's all fair in love and war as far as I'm concerned there.
I've seen the Rush Hour movies multiple times. Not once does Chris Tucker mock Jackie's accent just because.
No.
There's nuance. Do you guys understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? You throw in the fact that Jackie is there to play opposite Chris, to balance things.
Oh, hi, Nayday. Joy team. Mark.
各位對唔住，我朋友飲多咗，而家咧疏疏地，我同大家抱歉。
我唔知你用乜鬼名啊！亂咁講。I'm no punk bitch.
I ain't no punk bitch neither.
I'm no punk bitch.
These are
I feel like that was like those two kind of improving before the cameras rolled there and everything. It's like, I'm gonna call you a punk bitch. Like, oh, okay, we'll call each other punk bitches, but stuff back and forth. It's fun.
things that we do not consciously pick up on. This is why when I was younger, I could not explain why I didn't like Uncle Roger, yet I found Rush Hour hilarious.
Wow. What? Like Uncle Roger's only been a character for like 4 or 5 years. How old are you, my friend? You look like you're in your 20s. What are you talking about?
Jokes in Rush Hour serve a purpose, which is to elevate the relationship between two characters who don't really understand each other. It's a story, it's development. Meanwhile, Uncle Roger does an accent to a screen and we're just supposed to sit and laugh at an entire group of people. And
No. I think like he's doing a character and the character is based upon stereotypes and things like that, but he's leaned into it as a character, and he obviously lets people know that it is a character. It's Nigel. It's like he's an actual guy here and everything, and Uncle Roger is a character. It's not like he's playing it off as if that's not, precisely what he's doing. Is just I understand how it could feel. That's for sure. Because I get it, but at the same time too, like it's clearly a character that he's portraying, and for comedic effect. And maybe you don't find the comedy funny, and that's perfectly fine. But like, I don't know, like the kind of like Asian uncle guys that I've known in my life, from several different kind of Asian backgrounds, by the way, they're all kind of like that. So I feel like it comes from a genuine place, but it's obviously amped up to 11 because that's what makes comedy funny, is life plus exaggeration.
Unless you grew up with all of this, like Asian Americans did, you probably don't understand. I don't think he.
But again, I think he just said it right there. I don't think he's giving us enough credit. I don't think he's given us enough credit. I'm certain there's a lot of people that don't know, but like I know enough about Asian cultures to where like all that stuff is funny to me because it makes sense. Maybe I'm not racist. I don't know.
Understands. He grew up in Malaysia, right? Which is why these things are important to talk about. I will never stop loving Rush Hour. It is pop culture. It cemented its place in pop culture history. It's just unfortunate it paved the way for people like Uncle Roger.
I don't know. I don't think Rush Hour paved the way for people like Uncle Roger. That's a wild statement. No, Martin Yan did. But here's the deal though. Martin Yan sounded like that, and it was kind of funny, but it was also like cute and endearing. That's kind of why you loved him, because you had to listen a little bit harder to Martin when he was on TV, because it was just like you weren't used to listening to that Asian voice all the time, right? That Asian American voice or English speaking voice that comes in there. You're just like, what is he saying again? So you had to listen hard, and when you did, you were like, holy crap, this guy's super funny. And I think that, again, that's just Uncle Roger's just taken the kind of Martin Yen character and turned him into, a very specific uncle type character.
They think they have the green light. No. Boy, bye.
Kind of good.
How come you ain't got no black performers in this casino? What are you talking about? We got Lionel Richie. Man, Lionel Richie ain't been black since the Commodores, man. I love those movies.
I've been saying this since the 80s when movie ticket prices, they were $5 forever.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been hearing me talk about movie prices on this show and podcast forever and a day. Here's Quentin Tarantino talk about it. All I heard him say was the $5. And you guys know me, Monday through Thursday, all tickets, all screenings, $5. And you get in and out of the movie theater with a ticket, a popcorn, and a drink for $10. Tell me that does not revitalize the movie theater experience or movie going for everyone. Movie going will skyrocket if you actually make it cheap and inexpensive. I think I know the alley he's going down with this, but let's check it out.
In America, and then all of a sudden they started moving up to $6.50 and $7 and $7.25 and $7.50 and all that stuff. The key to what you're saying is this is a working man's art form. Yeah. It's not opera, no, it's not theater, it's not going to a big concert. It was the idea was that anybody could go and see a movie. That was one of the reasons why movies flourished, and it's
that exactly. That is why movies took off in the time that they took off in, is because people couldn't afford anything. You couldn't go to the theater because the theater was expensive. Going to the movies, they didn't have to pay everybody all the time. They could just rerun that reel super cheap. We didn't have to worry about a touring thing. It was easy to do for poor people. That's what movies were for. Movies were for the paupers. And so to charge such exorbitant prices and stuff right now goes in the face of what movies were kind of meant to do, which was to be that escapism, again, like Tarantino here saying, that anybody could have experienced.
Not anymore. We have priced them out.
Exactly.
I will hunt down everyone responsible for hurting you. I will make them pay dearly. I want to get...
I think this guy's like a lawyer or something like that. I don't know where this is from. I just saw Man on Fire and him just talking about hunting people down. And I got to thinking, I'm like, Man on Fire is a fucking great movie. It may be my favorite Tony Scott movie. It may be. It just may be. I know I have it on DVD. I don't think I ever bought it on a different format. I'm just even checking right now. Hold on. We're going to Amazon, and we're going to see if Man on Fire 4K. Bullshit. This is no good. Oh, wow. Not readily available in just about anything. There's like, you can get foreign DVDs and stuff like that, or foreign Blu-rays, but that's about it. I mean, I got an all-region Blu-ray player, but that's no bueno. What a bummer, dude. So I'm going to say this. Yes. Man on Fire, get on 4K, damn it. This is, and that movie's like, like 25 years old now.
Get you all the money the law says is yours. Lowell, the Hammer Stanley, 459, cash!
That's a little intense.
Perfectly executed horror movies with questionable endings.
Ooh, when I saw this, I was excited. I was excited here, and I'm just I'm curious to see where we're going. Let's go.
Borderline shitty endings. Despite not sticking the landing, though, I consider all of these movies to be a 9 or 10 out of 10.
Okay.
I think less would have been more.
Oh, literally, I will say this, dude. I love the movie literally up until the last shot. The last shot, which I'll call the 90s scare ending, even though this is in the 2000s. That, like, where all of a sudden, oh, wow, and then a corn song plays or whatever the hell. No, that was terrible. Literally up until that point, I was like, I loved every bit of it. And then when Homie's face went in for a little jump scare there at the end, I just wanted to throw something.
When it comes to the ending of Sinister, I think the creepy child trope is played out. I think ending on a cheap jump scare is lame as fuck.
That's it. That's my complaint, is that cheap jump scare. The cheap jump scare, which wasn't even good and looked like crazy, again, bad CGI just coming straight at your face. Ugh.
And I think the full-on Bagul reveal was also just unnecessary. He's basically just Dave Grohl in a Spirit Halloween.
Yeah, man, there was like way too much. Like you could have kept some of that like hidden and behind shadows and stuff like that, and it made it way cooler than that. Absolutely correct. It took the mystique away. It's like, oh, Jack White's here.
Mask. The signature M. Night twist isn't always going to land, but
yeah, I agree. A lot of people don't, but that was one. There was one of those ones when Signs came out. I was just like, are we all watching the same movie? Because like I think this is fine, but like again, last act is where your problem
Signs
lies.
Is one of the more egregious offenders. How in the fuck are aliens capable of intergalactic travel taken down by H2O? Like
Yeah, literally, you decide you can be taken down by water, and you drop on a planet that's 70% water. What kind of brain thought is that?
If you're scouting the planet, you can see that it's 70% water.
Dummies.
Okay, maybe move on to another planet. The U.S. version of The Descent has such a piss poor ending that Neil Marshall.
Can I tell you something, kids? I got some controversial for you. You want to hear something controversial? I never made it more than 10 minutes into the Descent. I was so bored. And I don't remember why I never got back to it, but it was just like, and maybe it's great. Maybe all of a sudden it picks up, but like, maybe it was like a DVD or something. So the quality was kind of shit. And I was just like, I can't see what's going on. Maybe I don't remember what the circumstances were, but tell me that I need to watch The Descent. I just don't know.
Has come out and said that the UK version is the only definitive ending to this movie. The US version finds Sarah escaping the cave and hallucinating about Juno in the car before the credits roll. The UK version is
the Michael Cera movie. Seems like an odd way to advertise a new flick and stuff like that. But hey, it's Hollywood. What are they going to do?
Is basically the same thing, only Sarah wakes back up to find herself still in the cave, which is not only the more devastating conclusion, but also a payoff for all of the hallucinations leading up to that.
That is pretty cool. That's a better ending. He's definitely right. Where it's just like you have this that you wait, like that's a badass ending. If I'm honest, you have this idea that you got free and you got this, and you woke up at the end and you're still in the. That's fucking devastating. I love that.
That point throughout the movie. An unlikely movie to make the list, but Psycho is not above criticism. And I'm not talking about the final shot of Norman Bates with the skull.
I was about to say now
superimposed over his face. That shit's actually pretty.
That whole sequence there where it's just we're wide and we're pushing in and we're pushing in and we're pushing in and we're pushing, and it's just so good. And when we land on that final shot and he's just looking up, all you can see is madness looking back. Fucking A, it is so good.
Pretty fucking dope. We really don't need the psychiatrist explaining the ending of the.
You see, Norman Bates was he was both his mother and the son. See, you see, this is 1960, and the audiences are dumb as hell. So we really got to spell it out for them, because otherwise, everyone's going to go home very, very confused and complain.
The film to the audience. It really is a head scratcher as to why Hitchcock decided to include that.
They're dumb. People were dumber. People were dumber, and you didn't want to walk out and like leaving them with nothing. And again, I thought like a great. I don't know if he's going to include in this, but like I think the Sixth Sense kind of dies with the wife bit there at the end and everything. I wish we would have just found out that he was dead and that was it, and then boom, credits, and then maybe like a post credits have the Haley Joel Osment and like your mom says your grandma says she's proud of you kind of stuff. But like maybe something like that, because I fucking love that scene. I want that scene to be in there, but it's tough to do it but it just goes on too long.
I still think the original Hell House is one of the best found footage movies ever made. But
I've never seen it. And they've made 78 sequels, which either tells me it's super, super good or super, super bad, and dum-dums continue to watch it, because horror fans are strange. Horror fans are a bunch of weirdos, right? You never quite know what they're thinking. We've seen 3 of these before, and they all been shit. But like, the next 2 should be the good ones, right? We're gonna give it one more go.
The ending does feel like sort of an afterthought. I'm not really sure if making Sarah a paranormal entity is the best way to tie this up. Again, less is more. It feels like a tacked-on storyline to try to tie up some loose ends, whereas a far more ambiguous ending would have been the perfect way to wrap this up.
Speaking of which, I don't know why this kind of just popped into my head here, but Terrifier 4, which is supposed to be the final Terrifier movie here and everything, I think that has a wild potential to have a crap ending. I hope it doesn't. I hope Damien Leone is really gonna knock it out of the park with that one. But there's a good chance that it could flub and like he could just he could miss. But like he hasn't so far. He hasn't so far, man. He upped he did fantastic with 2 and then upped it with 3. So I'm just I'm excited to see whatever he does. He's still working on it from the sounds of it. But maybe I have that TikTok. We'll see.
But I think the thing that bothers me the most when it comes to movies, and now that y'all are in the space of movie creation, is those people, like when you're gonna run into them all the time, the film bros of the world.
Why film bros suck? They do suck, don't they? It depends on what you mean by film bro, but we'll see what he's talking about.
That are like their top fours at 1970s.
Oh, you mean people with class and taste? I'm sorry. I didn't know having a knowledge of film history made me a film bro. Well, la-dee-da. I guess I'm a little bit more special than I'd realized. Cool.
I know what you're talking about. It's so bothersome.
You know what's bothersome is having a podcast and having no microphone. Have a microphone so we can hear the words coming out of your faces, you dum-dums. All right, tell me about how more of my 70s movies are bad.
When I tell them I like Real Steel, and they're like...
I mean, listen, Real Steel is fine. If you go back into the HMP archives and stuff, we reviewed Real Steel. All big fans. All huge fans. And I'll be honest with you, I'd love to see a Real Steel sequel of some sort. I would love that. Very, very good.
You can't.
You tell me like Fight Club or something like that.
Well, Fight Club's a fantastic movie. I saw Fight Club when I was in high school. Okay, like I don't know what the fuck these kids watched when they were in high school. They still look like they're in high school. What am I talking about?
Yeah, you don't like real movies. Oh, you don't understand. Your brain can't comprehend story. It's like, bro,
you're not really You've given an example of one movie, my friend. You need to drop a couple more on us, lest we think that you might be a dum-dum.
Just because you think one battle after another is so complex.
It's not. It's not. Who thinks that movie's complex? They're a dum-dum. So I don't like that. I don't like that. That's we're on the same page there. No worry.
Whatever doesn't mean anything. That movie for your average enjoyer is garbage.
I don't know what that even is supposed to mean for your average viewers. I wasn't the biggest a fan. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it by any stretch. Certainly not like everybody else does. Everybody else pours on one for that like it's got their mother in a situation.
Not film bros.
We're not film bros. I mean, we were all in.
We're not film bros. We're little guys.
Theater for like 2 or 3 years. Yeah. And we fucking hate one battle after another. It's just so boring. It's
and if you're having to explain, if you're having to sit there,
one thing I was gonna say I don't know that I would call it boring. Sometimes it's not exciting.
And I tell you why I think the story of this movie is bad. For example, one battle after another, and then your reply is a fucking Harry Potter book with pride about why it makes sense. That automatically is like, really? Like, come on, I have to.
Listen, he's like, what you gave some effort as to explain that your problem. That's what the hell? Is that your complaint? That they wrote something and tried to explain things to you? You might not like it, but like it doesn't even sound like you want to give it the time of day. Okay.
Sit here and blah, 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 blah. There's no way you're processing that while she's sticking a gun in this guy's mouth and getting him hard.
There's no way you're sitting there and like, wow, that was peak.
Yeah.
That was something so exciting to watch.
That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother time. Boys. We got to get microphones for you. Okay. It's otherwise you need to stop. I know the gag is we need to make podcasting equipment more expensive. You haven't even spent anything. Spend a nickel, get a microphone, my guys. Holy.
Did you know that this ride at Universal Studios Orlando used to smell like rotting fruit and 30 tons of wet fur?
Boy, do I ever. Man, I tell you, I am glad that I had got to go to Universal Studios Orlando way back. Maybe not way back, not at the early beginnings and stuff like that, but early enough to where I was still able to get on the Jaws ride. That was fantastic. Oh my gosh, when those things blow up, the heat on your face is unbelievable. I was sitting on the far end. The explosion was on the closer end. And I felt so hot. My dad was sitting on the opposite side. I was like, I don't even know how the hell he got through that. Because it was hot on me, 4 people over. It was unbelievable. So much fun. And one of the rides, of course, was outside of Jaws, was King Kong. And that was a fantastic ride. It was so cool because we had these big, giant things, these animatronics and stuff everywhere. It was just so much fun. And then you got to get out and get in the big, giant hands of Kong there and everything. What a great time. And then they're just like, kill it.
Welcome to
You know what they need? They need more rides with projection walls to where they're just like, here's a video. All right, there you have it.
Universal Unlocked, where we dust off the archives to explore the history and
I can't believe the ET ride is still there. And by the way, the last time I rode the ET ride a couple years back, still thoroughly enjoyed it. Still thoroughly enjoyed it. There's something like, it's a little old, it's a little rusty, it's got a little bit of creak into it and everything, but the line going up through there, going through like the forest area and stuff like that, very, very cool. The ride itself is a lot of fun. You get to see little ET's planet there and everything. It's just a good time. And if they say your name right, you feel like $1 million. Because the first time I rode the ride as a kid, that was just like, it didn't say any of our names. And we were all like, what the heck? What's going on here? So we kind of lost out on that experience. And then I think maybe one time maybe I got my name mentioned on that ET ride. But I still love that. And I can't believe that it's still there. Because like, let me tell you, if you go to that ET ride, you're zooming through that line. That's for damn sure.
nostalgia of the world's greatest movie park. Today we're heading back to the 90s to face the original King of New York, Confrontation. So before The Mummy took over what is now...
The Mummy is a cool ride too, though. For real. I was shocked. I was shocked at how dope that Mummy ride is.
The Museum of Antiquities building, this was actually home to one of the most massive animatronics ever built. And that animatronic was, of course, King Kong himself.
It was so cool because he's the size of the ape, man.
As seen here in the Confrontation ride. So basically you would board this aerial tram that was pretty much a replica of the Roosevelt Island tram. And it would take you all around the chaos of New York City. And the highlight, of course, was not just one, but two massive King Kong animatronics that would lunge towards your tram.
How cool is that, dude? How cool. And today, it would just be a screen. And that's what, like, the ride that is in there now, the kind of Kong ride and everything that Peter Jackson kind of did. It's fine. It's fine, but it's not like, it's not cool like this.
It was terrifying, it was immersive, but most of all, it was surprisingly smelly. So Universal actually used something called smellitizers to pump a very specific scent into the air. And that was hot, artificial banana breath. Ew. It was just meant to elevate the experience.
It was so friggin' cool, dude. It was so cool.
And also make Kong himself feel like a living, breathing animal.
And then like that was the whole point in what Universal's theme was, was come to Universal Studios where you can ride the movies. And that's what you did. You rode the movies, man. You were in King Kong. You were in Jaws. You were in E.T. It was beautiful.
Unfortunately, though, this ride was a mechanical nightmare. Keeping two of the world's largest animatronics synchronized and moving every 2 minutes meant that the ride was very frequently delayed. And this unfortunately eventually led to its closure in 2002. But the good news is that there is still a piece.
Wow, I can't believe that I got that. We got like the one time, because so the next time I would have been 2003, and it was shut down at that point. So I was so glad that we had like at least 1 or 2 trips to Universal previous to that, because man.
Of Kong today that lives in the very same building. Next time you ride the Mummy, pay very close attention in the treasure room scene. Because in here on the left-hand side, you will actually see this small golden statue of Kong himself.
Mummy is a good ride that like kind of gives you all of those elements that that you want from rides. It's a roller coaster. There's real stuff. There's projected stuff. There's lighting. There's all like you get the whole smorgasbord in there, man. It's good stuff.
This is an incredible permanent tribute to the beast that used to rule the building. All in all, Confrontation represents a lost era of massive animatronics that CGI just really can't replicate. Do you miss the banana breath and the giant animatronics that were seen in this ride? Or do you prefer The Mummy as it is now? Let us know down in the comments. I, for one, would love to see Confrontation make a return. I think it's probably one of my favorite defunct rides that I would absolutely love to see come back to the parks. And of course, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that follow button because we have a ton more Universal history and nostalgia coming your way.
Man, good old times there, dude. Good old times at Universal Studios. I tell you, like, I've been down many times, and it's just like, do you want to go to Disney or Universal? And I got to be frank with you, boys. I always go, I just go to Universal. Because honestly, if you're going to Universal, or if you're going to Disney, like, I don't know, man, you better have a kid or a family or some shit going in. Because you go in just a single straight dude into Disney World. Sus. ABD in the house. Pardon my tardiness, Adam. I was at my local comic shop where I found out a #1 of a new series I picked up 2 weeks ago. Is it Dork? Am I saying that right? Dork. I was already selling for upwards of $100. Damn, a brand new book already selling for $100. It must have printed like 8. Like Dork. Okay, that's kind of what I thought.
This is probably the best pizza.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we are doing a lot of AI videos this week because I kind of want to talk a little bit about AI. I want to see some of the AI stuff that's out there because I got to be honest with you, for a very long time, I was just like, I didn't watch any AI stuff. I didn't see anything. And now that the stuff is actually starting to get better and certainly proliferating on TikTok and stuff, I figure, hey, let's start watching and talking about it a little bit because I don't know. There's like I'm certainly of two minds about it. I've said, you know, some here and there on this show, but I think while watching stuff like this, let's watch this because what this is we have taken a video of Dave Portnoy doing his pizza review, and we have CGI'd Michelangelo on top of it, and so we're gonna watch this. And just kind of watch it. Just like this is an AI prompt that said, hey, take this video and turn this guy into Michelangelo. And they did that. And I don't know how long it took. It probably didn't take, you know, the world to be able to do this. But they were able to do this. Let's take a look and just look at what AI is offering us right now.
In LA. Prime is up there. I really like that. Prince is up there. This may be the best pizza in LA. Cash only, weird hours. Of course, it's gonna be great. I'd like a tiny bit more.
What do you think about this? Because this is like, again, we have to always remember when we're seeing this stuff, this is the worst it's gonna look. It's only going to get better from here. And this is just some nerd typing into ChatGPT or whatever the fuck it is. It's whatever the Chinese one, whatever the Chinese one is that's doing all the shit that clearly is copyright. Hell, they don't care. It's looking good. And when I see stuff like this, it doesn't always make my brain kind of go like, oh, this is the end of humanity. It also makes me think like, I don't know, there are so many people that are bitching up and down about how bad all of the animators are treated across all of Hollywood and everything. It's just like, these are why all the CGI sucks and everything is everybody's, you know, working their, you know, ass to the bone here and everything. The hours are terrible. The pay's not good enough, blah, 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 blah. Wouldn't it be smart to help take off some of the load, kids? You know what I'm saying? They have AI start to do most of it, and then you guys come in, clean it up, make it look exactly how you want to, but start with something else and then iterate off of there. Save yourself some back-breaking work, you ding-dongs. I don't know what's going on here. It's like writing with a pencil versus a typewriter. It's like you're still going to put something out.
But this is still really great pizza. Every city has great pizza. You just got to find it.
It's the smart thing and the cool stuff about it with this one is all the micro expressions that it's taking from his face and adding them into the actual animation and everything. So it's not just like slapping something over his face, like just some sort of filter. It's actually moving along and like you can see all the bits and all the muscle and stuff. And again, we're not perfect. You see the teeth, the bites are pretty good. They're pretty good. Not amazing, but pretty good. It's so close. It's so close, and we're definitely getting there. But I don't see this as the worst thing in the world. I think this could be a tool to help alleviate some of these people that are, frankly, bitching up and down about how difficult all this stuff is. If it ain't difficult for this machine, why not give it to the machine? Am I wrong?
Two. 8-2, 8-2. Let that sink in. Could have maybe been an 8-3. Great pizza. I would say the best pizza I've had in LA. And I don't know, maybe 1 to 2 people have recommended it. I found on my own app. This is the best pizza in LA.
And that's what we're working with. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think it looks pretty cool. And again, that's as bad as it's going to look. It's only going to get better from there. I'm excited to see where things go and how they could actually start to be used as a tool, as opposed to just like, it's gonna take over the. No, it's not. No, it's not. But we'll see some more AI videos as the evening rolls on. What do we got?
I have not had the best of times.
Wayne Knight here. He says, bring back Nedry to Jurassic Park. Oh, what's going on here, man? What's going on, Wayne Knight? Let's talk about it.
With Jurassic Park lately, they keep coming out with movie after movie after movie, and they don't include Nedry.
It's a bunch of bullcrap. Like, we don't see Nedry die. We're fairly certain that he dies because he's stuck in the Jeep there with the that guy, right? We don't know that he's dead.
And then, worst of all, comes the Super Bowl, and I hear that there's going to be a commercial for X.
Oh Jesus! I didn't see this. Like, I think I heard about it, but I didn't see it. And he wasn't involved. Oof.
Xfinity.
Then again, he was a villain in the thing, so you know what I'm saying.
And they're going to have a Jurassic commercial with everyone in the commercial.
Yeah. I didn't see the commercial, gang. Did the commercial have Sam Jackson in it? I'm curious. I didn't see the commercial. I maybe seen like a second or two. Was Sam Jackson in it? Now, if Sam Jackson was in it, now Richard Attenborough's dead, so we can't put him in it. Not possible. But Samuel L. Jackson is very much alive. Now, his character died in the movie. Your character died in the movie. I think we're just assuming that they all died. And I'm sure Wayne thinks this. I'm sure this is a fun bit for Wayne. But,
Youthified, brought back, even the Dilophosaurus. But am I there? No. No, there's some...
That John Williams score just reminded me, bro. I got that bad boy on vinyl. I'm gonna pop that bad boy out right after this stream. Tell you that.
Xfinity guy pretending he's Nedry.
Oh my God! There's a Woo, okay, all right. I got a problem with. I haven't seen the ad. Maybe I should have watched it. I don't know. But there you go.
There's a topic tonight: worst fan bases.
All right. What do you think, everybody? Worst fan bases? Gosh, there's a whole lot of them out there. I would say I think everybody can probably agree that some of the top ones are Rick and Morty fans. I think we all learned that during the what you call it? The what was the sauce? The whatever the zesty sauce was there. The Star Wars fans, yeah, Star Wars fans are probably they're certainly up there. And there's a lot of different types of Star Wars fans and stuff too. Very different types of horrid nerd in that department on all the scales. All the scales. Who's worse? Who do you think is worse, Marvel or DC people? I think DC people are worse. Yeah, I think DC people are probably worse than Marvel people. Marvel, I mean, nah, DC people are worse.
Frank Sinatra fans.
I did not see where this was going. Frank Sinatra fans. Yeah, man. There's some cats that really love Frank Sinatra, and I'm like, he's all right.
You think that this guy is like class. He's so classy.
He was kind of a douche.
He's not. In-N-Out Burger fans.
I've never had an In-N-Out. It looks fine. It looks like it would be probably on par with a Cookout kind of thing, but I think Cookout probably looks a little greasier and a little bit better. That's just me. But they both got Psalms or Proverbs or some such on their cups and whatnot. So they're kindred spirits.
Number 40, because there's 40 cars in front of you at every In-N-Out Burger. Yacht Rock fans.
Yeah, I think there can be an over indulgence of people ironically enjoying Yacht Rock, or just or dialing up their love of it to a certain degree where it's just like, all right, come on, pal, who are we kidding?
Wearing a show up at a show with a stupid sailor hat on.
Yeah. If you're under 50, I can't allow it.
Could you imagine you're in a band and you made this music your whole life?
Oof, old white people dancing. Got to keep that off camera.
Someone turns it into this ironic thing now where your concerts, you're almost a joke at your own concert.
That's what I always thought about all the lizard heads, or parrot heads. That's what they are. Lizard heads. All the Buffett fans, man. I always thought that was just like you guys have become a parodies of yourself, quite frankly.
Elon Musk fans, because that's a whole culture with Tesla and all that.
I always hated people just going like, Elon Musk is like Tony Stark. I'm like, Tony Stark is an amazing speaker. What are you talking about? Elon Musk is like, the man couldn't get a sentence out to save his entire life. Everything's it's terrible
stuff. Yeah. Pro wrestling, Dallas Cowboys, adult Pokemon fans.
Yeah. I would agree. These are pretty bad. Adult Pokemon fans, Dallas Cowboy fans, because Dallas Cowboy fans, come on, y'all know. You know. You're terrible. They win 2 games at the first start of the season. They're like, we're going back to the Super Bowl. It's like, bitch, you ain't been to the Super Bowl in 35 years. What are you talking about?
Rick and Morty fans.
I told you, numero uno, number 1 with a bullet. Are you saying Criterion Collection fans? Sir. How dare you?
Criterion Collection fans? Sondheim.
Oh, you like the movies of the world. Okay.
Fans. It's Always Sunny fans. Number 16, Spring.
I don't know. And, what? No, I will say this. It's Always Sunny fans who don't realize that the gang are horrible people. Those Sunny fans, yeah, you're right.
Einstein fans. I don't know if Deadheads are going to make this list.
You don't come across as many Deadheads anymore, I mean, obviously, Derrick go, man. But I don't know.
Many of you have requested it, so let's talk about the single scariest episode of children's television, season 1, episode 2 of Salute Your Shorts.
This was season 1, episode 2. Let me tell you something, boys and girls. This episode scared the piss out of me when I was a kid. Oh my Lord. I love Salute Your Shorts. Great show. So awesome. This episode was scary, dog.
Ghost Story, better known as Zeke the Plumber. Cold Open starts with a POV of Sponge taking some real Blair Witch camcorder footage out in the woods and catches Budnick carving ugly as a loser in a tree. After the opening theme, we cut to Budnick telling a ghost story around a campfire, where he tells the tale of Zeke the Plumber, a former janitor at the camp who got his nose bit off by a parrot in the Philippines.
Because of course you do.
He's said to haunt the dreams of anyone who comes in contact with his cursed plunger.
What is this guy, the Freddy Krueger of custodians?
Back in the girls' bunk, Dina shows the other girls her own way of warding off demons and ghosts.
Turn him on once, spit in your hand, and slap your forehead.
We then cut to Michael, who's
seems like a logical enough way to go about it, and probably foolproof, really.
The first to be visited by Zeke in his dreams. And apparently his biggest fear is everyone will find out about his stuffed animal, Harry the Hippo.
He is very much a Freddy Krueger kind of character. You're right.
Maybe come to the realization that this mask looks heavily inspired by the one used in Tourist Trap.
What I call the Angela Lansbury mask. What is that, Tourist Trap?
Ellie is the next to be visited by Zeke after she falls asleep at breakfast. She has one of the most nightmarish visions I've ever seen on a children's TV show.
I gotta get out of this ball.
Oh yeah, so good. Again, this was scary for a kid, man.
I gotta get out of this ball.
Pure nightmare fuel. So the gang decides they're tired of taking Budnick's shit, and they dare him to spend a night out in the woods at the spot where Zeke the plumber died. Budnick proceeds to go full Rambo mode, crushing chips, shaking up soda cans, filling an empty cooler with rocks. Essentially,
Again, everything that a young kid wants to see, because you'd be like, dude, I wish I was that kid and had all that kind of crap and stuff like that. Come on, dude.
setting a series of booby traps for anyone who would
Any kid in the world fucking loves some booby traps, man. Let me tell you something. When I was in elementary school, somebody was stealing some stuff from the art class there and everything. And me and my buddy Chris, we set up like we were big Hardy Boys fans. So we wanted to be detectives and get in on all this stuff. So we set up like a booby trap for people to come in. We tried to like lure people in to try to steal some more stuff. Nothing happened. But we felt pretty cool for fourth grade.
try to scare him.
So you think I'm a loser, huh?
But just when Budnick thinks he won the bet, he walks face first into a spider's web, which absolutely sends him in what stands to be a fairly ridiculous crash out.
Help! Please don't leave me out here, please!
The episode ends with Budnick being everyone's bitch boy, and Ugly still hanging upside down from one of the booby traps, with Donkey Lips still wandering around in the woods stumbling towards him. Roll credits. I'm happy to report I watched this episode for the first time in probably 20 years, and it still holds up. So if you're interested, both seasons of Salute Your Shorts are currently streaming on Paramount Plus, and it is every bit the nostalgia drip that you are looking for.
Damn it, I was really hoping he was going to say Tubi. Shoot. Paramount Plus, dang it. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
So I was on Backstage late last night, or is it early this morning?
Verticals are becoming a thing, I guess. Now, I've said many times on the show, I think vertical storytelling outside of short comedy stuff is never going to be a thing here in the United States of America. It may, and I don't even buy that, but it may do something overseas someplace, but I don't think Americans are going to dig it. But let's see what this gentleman has to say.
Whatever. And I saw that there was like 6 to 8 jobs for verticals. And to be honest, some of them was paying a decent amount. Those are the ones I applied for. And I also saw
Fair enough.
editing jobs for AI, which I find hilarious because AI is supposed to be the great equalizer and supposed to change the game and get rid of us filmmakers. We cooked.
You need prompter jockeys. That's the big thing. Is everybody thinks that you just go, give me good movie, and it just pumps out a good movie. That's not exactly how that works.
We done like cooked food, as my late uncle Kevin would say. But anyway, it was weird seeing so many verticals going into production. I guess it's the new thing now.
It's going to try. They're going to try. And I'm here to tell you, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. We don't want that. We don't want to consume things like that. It's just like, it's not, I just don't see it happening.
I guess it's the new trend. Who knows? Maybe it will pay off. So far, I have not watched any of the verticals. I've seen.
That's exactly. He's even applying for jobs. He ain't even seen them actually exist in the real world. That's kind of wild.
People review verticals, and those were pretty funny. But I have not actually sat down and watched any of the verticals. I guess this is a replacement for the web series. I don't know. I don't know if the
Yeah, and where did the web series get us? Next to nothing. Sure, a couple of names and things popped out of that, like your Donald Glovers and such, but few and far between.
It's gonna last. I don't know if someone's gonna crack the code and make a truly great one. They probably will. I should be honest.
No.
But right now, it seems like indie filmmakers in particular are going that.
Why would you? What would make you want to watch a vertical thing? Again, like I mean, these are the vertical bullshits that I like. I don't. What am I? I'm confused.
Route, and you know what? If you get your story told, and if it tells your story, and it leads to success, why not? Good for them. And if I can get an editing job that pays a good amount of money, that'd be nice too.
And good luck with that, bud. It's a tough one out there.
Enough with the celebrity top 4 on Letterboxd. These are my parents' top 4 favorite films.
This is going to be great. I was like, listen, hilarious idea. I want to see what this guy's old parents think are great movies. Their top 4. Let's go. I'm excited.
If I only get 4 favorite films, I'd have to include only films I've seen more than once. I'll
Okay.
start with Miracle at Morgan's Creek, which is an early 1940s Preston Sturges romp that tried to get as close to the edge of every Hays Code violation it could.
My first in the lineup is Bless the Beast and the Children.
Okay, first of all, let me tell you something right now, son. Your parents are not the normal parents out there. Yeah, I say it with love, and it's probably true, and you can fucking tell me I'm wrong, but these are liberal white parents. Okay? These are elite liberal white parents. These motherfuckers have donated to NPR, okay? These guys have had like an all lives or coexist bumper sticker on their car. That's for sure.
I was 13 years old in 1971, and there's a reason why this film has stayed with me. For one, it's about young people, teenagers who do the right thing. And I'll just say that Karen and Richard Carpenter, who did the soundtrack for this movie, will help you better understand why this movie has my heart.
Second, I would
I think next he's going to say Salo, right?
include 2001,
Good job, old timer.
A Space Odyssey, which I probably saw on the big screen a dozen times.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. I've seen 2001 on the big screen twice, and I'd see it again in a moment as well.
In the 10 years after it came out, right up until the time that I saw the first Star Wars movie, which then became a movie I saw many times.
The other 3 movies, one, the most recent, Sentimental Value, Coda, and Past Lives.
What did I tell you? That woman donates every year to NPR. Every year.
Finally, I'd have to include Black Panther.
Oh my God, come on! You've got to be putting me on, brother. Wow. He's like, people are going to see this on the internet, huh? Oh, Jesus. All right, I better say it like Black Panther, otherwise I'm going to be shunned. Woo! Oh, that's lovely. Golly bum.
Which had such a great influence on
I love the hip hop soundtrack. Ryan Coogler is probably the best director that God ever gave us since Jordan Peele, quite frankly.
so many of my friends who I went to see it with a number of times.
We all wore our dashikis. It was a great time.
So enjoy movie watching. I hope you check out these 4.
Oh, man. Thank you. Thank you, NPR parents. We love you so much. PBS tote bag in check. God bless you. God bless you. I'm so happy you're here. It's always a fun time.
Warner Bros. Is currently like that.
First of all, it's Warner Brothers. Can we stop? Can we stop? Everybody, this is a message to everyone. The BROS period brothers. It's fucking pronounced the brothers. Mario Brothers, Warner Brothers. They're not the bros. No one's bros. We ain't bros in this bitch. We're brothers. Shut the fuck up.
One person you know who recently got into a relationship, but all of a sudden they're like really like, oh, maybe I don't like this person. Then they kind of move on and they go to somebody else, but they're like really miss their ex, so they go back to them.
Hey, listen, man.
But then they're like, oh, I don't like them anymore, so they move on again, and then they come back. That's exactly what Warner Bros. Is doing right now. They are currently restarting their sales talks after Paramount's latest offer. They're just like, Netflix, we really wanted you, but Paramount's making a little bit of a better deal, so I might have to move on to them.
Listen, I would much rather Paramount have them than Netflix. Warner Brothers going to Netflix is yet another nail in the coffin for the cinema business, I think, and the physical media business for that matter as well. I think that's stupid.
It's so crazy. Like most people, if you haven't been like currently hearing what is happening with Warner Bros. And Paramount, you would have thought this deal already happened with Netflix. But no, Warner Bros. Just keeps pushing it and pushing it. Nobody wants them to sell. Come on, like I really wish they weren't selling it because Warner Bros. Had such a good year last year. And then now they just seem to not be able to make these talks are just going forever now.
You see how fucking stupid this looks? What if I did this for the entire podcast? What if I did this for everything that I did on the internet? Or you could have something that, does this so it frees your hands up to do whatever you want. That just straight from here, and believe it or not, is the appropriate length for that thing to be. What a wild thing. Or you can get like a wireless microphone and just plug it up to here. Though every little dickhead on the world just goes like,
oh, it's got a clip on it, but I don't know what that's for. I'm going to hold it in my hand like an idiot because you need to hear it up here. This is just a good microphone sound. This is the good microphone sound. If it's right here, this sounds professional, doesn't it? Especially when I do the Burger King foot letter voice. God, I hate the world.
And Paramount is making really good bids. It seems like they could become the favorite to purchasing Warner Bros. But we'll see. Warner Bros., please just make a decision at some point.
Yeah, bros. Yeah, bros. Do the Warner Bros. Ugh. All right. Let me woo-saw myself out of this moment. Let me get it together. All right, let's go.
Nobody expected this to happen at the box office this weekend. Let me explain.
Oh, please explain, guy.
Starting at 4th place is Sam Raimi's Send Help.
I need to see Send Help. I'm sorry. I know that the chat's actually been yelling at me to go see Send Help for the last couple of weeks, but so sorry.
This is in its 3rd weekend, but made another $8.9 million domestically, which brings its total to $73 million. But what's really crazy is that this was only a 0.8% drop from how much money it made last weekend.
That's great. That is great news. 73 mil worldwide. Beautiful.
Which is astronomically low. In 3rd place is the new movie Crime 101, which just opened this weekend. And this movie brought in $17 million this weekend, which isn't.
That's okay. But I promise you that movie cost at least $60 million to make. But it's like, why are you spending that much money? Does Mark Ruffalo need that much for his makeup? I don't know.
Bad, but apparently it cost $90 million to make, which is
fuck. See, told you.
Is absolutely insane. In 2nd place is the newest animated movie from Sony Pictures Animation.
Look at Homeboy here. He looks exactly like that goat. The biopic of you, dog? What is this? Oh man.
Go. I had a blast with this movie. In its opening weekend, it brought in 30.
And he went to go see it. They know their audience, man.
$2 million domestically and $47 million worldwide, which is crazy because it's actually the highest box office opening weekend for an original animated film since Coco all the way back in 2017.
Wow. We're in a dirge of fucking children's films, dude.
Really needed another original movie win. But as you can see, the budget was $80 million, so it's still got a long ways to go, but I think it's going to make it back. But at number 1, despite how many people are hating on this movie, apparently a ton of people went and saw Wuthering Heights, which is actually underperforming compared to the early.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was Wuthering Heights with Werther's Originals and it was just all old people?
The predictions for this movie, it brought in $40 million domestically, $82 million worldwide on a budget of $80 million.
I don't know. People are like, Wuthering Heights takes liberty. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I want you to see it, but I don't want you to feel pressure to see it so that you might not end up. Well, no, I don't think that it would be that at all. I don't think that, it's just, it's more just like, just time and stuff like that.
We've been working on image and video enhancement for over.
Topaz Lab Project Starlight, the first ever diffusion model for video restoration. I think this is really cool. I think this is interesting. And again, this is more stuff where we go, hey, maybe AI is not the worst thing in the world. Look at these, before and afters when we're cleaning up some stuff. I think we're getting better and better at it, it seems.
20 years now. And in all that time, there was one main problem with video enhancement. That of temporal consistency. Even though we can make one frame look really, really good.
See how, again, he's very, very right. As you can see, these frames look really good, but when you put them in motion, that's when things can truly fall apart for these restorations and stuff like that. But we've seen him do better and better these days. If you saw any of the Peter Jackson stuff that he's been doing with the Beatles and World War I and stuff like that, very interesting.
As soon as you put those frames together, you can easily see motion artifacts and inconsistencies between frames and objects. But now, for the first time ever, we're introducing Project Starlight, the world's first diffusion model for video enhancement that fully solves temporal consistency. With it, you can get surprising results on everything from old home videos to professional shoots.
I think this is amazing, dude. I think this is really great. And like I said, the technology is only going to get better at it. It's not always going to be there right now, but it's coming, dude.
We consider this one of the most important breakthroughs that we've ever made. Comment the word Starlight below for early access.
No. This is really cool. I think this looks really great. I think this is I honestly, I think a lot of things need to have this applied to it to try to restore and keep these things. The number of films that we have lost over the years to film degradation and just, mishandling of things is unbelievable. And if we could get these things scanned in and actually, kind of upgraded and stuff like that and printed right back out the film and whatnot, help preserve these things as they should be for all of time. Why not? Someone on YouTube is using AI to put Bruce Lee and Muhammad Ali fights, Muhammad Ali together on a fake TV show for the first time, and that should stop. Matt, MBD, we're talking more, some more of the fucking, what is the word I'm looking for? I keep wanting to say CGI, AI, AI CGI coming up later. I had a little bit of talk about it. We'll talk about some more as things go on because I got a couple more AI videos that we need to talk about because I don't always see it as the harbinger of doom that so many seem to.
Huh?
Can you guess what this is? I guess it's got to do something with film if I'm looking at it like this. Want a whole lot of love. Ba-da-bam, ba-da-bam.
Music section tests overall system performance. This will be followed by 30 seconds of unmodulated soundtrack for system noise checks.
Watch me get copy struck for this shit. Looks like some shit Stanley Kubrick would use, right?
It's interesting that they used a synthesizer,
Randy Carlos.
Who is it?
Randy Carlos. Previously Walter.
My windows went to hello operator. Give me number 9. Is that what's going on here? Well, I'm sorry. I don't watch these TikToks, so I don't know exactly what they are. And, sometimes you just watch them and you go, okay.
What's your favorite movie directed by a woman?
I always think that these are supposed trying to gotchas. You know what I'm saying? Is where they'll go around like, oh, yeah. What's your favorite movie directed by a woman? Oh, you can't think any? You sexist piece of shit. Like, that's what I feel like they're always trying to do. But like you gotta drop some you gotta drop some hard shit on them. Be like Punisher Warzone.
Oh God, favorite movie directed.
Oh, like that's when you know that they don't have some shit chambered and everything. When they have to repeat the question back to you. What's your favorite? Oh, my favorite one. Gosh, there's so many. Well, I mean, if I'm honest, I feel like we would have to we'd be leaving so many out. So I don't know that I would really want to, put one on a particular pedestal or anything, because that's not fair to women as a whole. If we're honest, that's how you got to answer that bullshit.
By a woman.
I'm gonna go with Clueless today.
There you go. There you go. And again, look at that look of like, yes, I knew it was a woman. Okay.
I didn't know Clueless was directed by.
She didn't know. That's great.
Woman.
It's fantastic.
I love the conviction. It's fantastic. She doesn't give a shit.
So of course.
Yeah.
I would say the Barbie movie.
I think when they say the movie, I think they need to say the director. That's just me.
Solid.
Okay. It's called The Beaver. It's by Jodie Foster. It's a
The Beaver is a wild one. It's like it's an odd choice for your favorite movie directed by a woman, but okay.
It's a dark comedy.
Jennifer's Body. What's your favorite movie directed by a woman?
A League of Their Own.
There you go. Penny Marshall. We covered a Penny Marshall movie this month on HMP.
A League of Their Own.
Anything Bryce Dallas Howard is probably pretty freaking good. She's amazing. And I really love the work that she did.
This guy is trying to dig himself out of a hole, but he cannot do it to save his fucking life. Look at this man. His arms are crossed. He is desperately begging God to put the name of a fucking movie in his head. He can't do it.
And The Mandalorian.
Point Break.
Whoa. The Mandalorian. You mean the thing that Jon Favreau directed? What are you talking about? Point Break. There you go. Good answer.
Okay, yeah, I'll accept that.
Love and Basketball by Gina Prince.
See, she knows.
Yeah.
That is such a good answer. I forgot you directed that.
IMBD says Wayne's World. Excellent choice there. She did a lot of those 90s comedies and stuff like that. An undersung hero, one might say. I really got to sit and think about it. I like it. It is like, not that there's so many choices, because I don't think that there are. There's not so many that there's like a gajillion of them. But I'd like to make an answer that's not, just a snap decision, I suppose. But when there's a microphone in your face, I suppose you have to answer as quick as possible. So the Bryce Dallas Howard directed stuff in Mando. Okay, fair enough. Those, but to be fair to her as well, those were some of the better episodes. They really were.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You have a line in this film that for some reason has stuck in the brains of 90s kids.
Man, I'm telling you, all I saw was you were in Ninja Turtles, and then I stopped it and saved it on the phone. Which by the way, I got the Arrow 4K of the Ninja Turtles trilogy. Fucking beautiful, son. It looks so good. And he is like 19 years old in this movie. And I know exactly what she's talking about. It's got to be the line, regular or menthol, where he's offering these children cigarettes. And even then, as a child, I was just like, oh my God, these kids are smoking. They're skateboarding indoors. There's video games everywhere. It looked like the coolest gang ever. You wanted to be in the Foot Clan, man. It sounded like a good ass time. And then you learn some ninja shit on top of it. Come on.
Do you remember what that line is?
Something about cigarettes, right?
Yes. Fucking A.
Right. Menthol or what?
Regular.
Regular or menthol. Yeah.
Regular or menthol.
Yeah.
That's so great. And like they were like pallets of cigarettes that he just picked them up and goes boom. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Regular or menthol?
Look at how greasy he looks. Oh, it's so good. But it was like the most memorable line for whatever fucking reason. And then 20 years later, you go, that's the guy from Ninja Turtles? Get out of here, dude.
Do you have an idea why people love that line so much?
I have no idea. It's a good commercial, I guess. Yeah.
It's weird. It just seems strange. And like, I don't even think like at that particular time I knew what menthol cigarettes were. And I think that was, at least to me, what was intriguing at the time. Because I was like, menthol, what even is that? And you had to kind of like, you had to learn. Again, we're back on to our AI portion of the thing. And tell me you don't want to see this. Tell me that your life isn't going to be a little bit better having watched this. I'm not saying I want to watch a whole movie of that shit, but for like 20 seconds of Godzilla fighting a giant Kirby, how's that not fun? How's that not something that you want to see? And let's be frank. Let's be honest with ourselves. If somebody put that out in some sort of cartoon form or whatever, you would absolutely watch that. You wouldn't think two shits of it. But the fact that you know it's AI, all of a sudden your panties get in a bunch, what's happening? Can't you sit back and enjoy? It's like you're putting people out of who fuck? Come on, shut up.
Another night of my credit card getting a personal charge from none other than Ben Ball.
I don't know what did I save this for?
Well, I told you to dim the fucking lights, Paul, but I guess that's not something you're capable of. By the way, what do you want to do? Watch a 1-minute TikTok?
I just have more respect from our friends and their schedules. This is a 3-hour film, and we've seen it 6 times.
We've seen it 6 times.
You know it, folks, another crappy snack from Paul himself. Look at that, salted chips.
Ben Ball, I think it's because...
What a piece of garbage this guy is. Ladies and gentlemen, I've never seen such a pathetic display of movie-going dumb ever.
I'm clear to everyone watching that you have sensory
Guys,
issues.
just shut the fuck up. Please shut the fuck up and let's watch a movie.
Yeah, I don't mind, yeah.
Put on fucking Shawshank, I don't care.
You can watch something else.
No, let's just watch Shawshank, okay? Let's watch the Shawshank Redemption.
Hey, everybody, let's get together and watch Shawshank. What a great time.
You've never been gaslit before until you watch a movie by yourself and you're just like, wow, what an amazing movie. How have I never seen this before? Why is no one talking about this? I'm going to text all my friends, hey, have you guys seen this movie before? They all respond, yeah, that movie sucks. I
Sounds like you got shit movie taste, dog. What happened?
hate it. Okay, well, that just can't be. Let me look it up on the internet. This movie is the worst movie of all time.
I think some people need to learn, maybe the hard way, that they have bad taste. You know? Now, I'm not saying that you should, jump on board and have the same consistent thoughts as everybody else out there, but I am saying that maybe sometimes you might be wrong.
It ranks #1 worst movie ever.
What? Yeah, listen, you got to learn to start to realize, hey, maybe this Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 is not the cinematic masterpiece that I might have thought that it was.
I understand you turned down The Godfather and The Sting.
Yes, that's true. And
hey, it's my birthday buddy Jack Nicholson. What's he sounds like he's been turning down roles.
I think I had enough business acumen. I know I had enough business acumen.
Oh, we know he had enough business acumen because he got some of that Batman merchandising money. You see, nobody got any of that money. I got some of that money and put it right there in my back pocket. And then I walked all the way to the bank. And they cashed that check. And you know what that cash bought me? Cocaine and whores.
By then, to know that both The Sting and The Godfather were going to be huge hits. At the same time, I happen to think that Last Detail and Chinatown are, to me, they were the more interesting of the films. Godfather was going to be a good film. I'd always wanted to work with Marlon, but I was asked to play the lead in it. And
could you imagine Jack Nicholson is in the Al Pacino role? boy, what a downgrade that would have been.
I felt it should be an Italian person.
Oh, there you go. He did it. Hey, I didn't want to do it because I'm not Italian, and quite frankly, I think you're doing the world a favor. You're welcome.
And B didn't have any scenes with Marlon in the script I read. And I thought, well, I'm liable only to get to work with Marlon once. And let's hope that it might be something where we really had to work together.
Listen, it would have been a worse film. It would have been a worse film to have Jack Nicholson, The Godfather, 1,000%. Because if he was auditioning to play Michael, or offered Michael, from the sounds of it, if he was offered Michael, what a horrible choice that would be. That would change who the Corleone character is altogether. I don't like it. I haven't seen it, but Siskel and Ebert have mentioned The Last Detail enough times that I would like to see it. I feel like I saw it once way back when, but I couldn't remember it. All I remember is his jaunty cap on the cover.
I want to ask you a question. I heard, Leo told me that Steven's name has been mentioned more on stage at the Oscars than God.
I believe it.
Yeah, I mean, fucking heathens.
That was a fact that Leo said. You have been thanked more often on stage at the Oscars than God.
Well, you know, the Oscars isn't a church.
Well, I don't know that that's the best response that you wanted to give, but okay. So there's a long friggin' symbol there at the end. Holy jeez.
The dreaded day has come. Nobody knows who Steven Spielberg is anymore.
No one knows who Steven Spielberg is? All right, let's see what she's got.
I was talking to some people and I mentioned Steven Spielberg and they're like, who?
Oh no. She means her people. The dumb kids. Oh. God bless. Let's see what we got.
And I'm like, you're joking, right? And to my disbelief,
No, to your dismay.
they didn't even recognize his name. I was thinking to myself, there's absolutely no way they don't at least like recognize them.
How do you not just rail off 50 films? And I'll go you don't know none of that.
Name, but no. I have no idea how it's possible that people don't know who this is. Like, even if you're not a film person, he's
literally the most popular director, the most well-known director in all of human history. If you ask someone to name a film director, there's a more than likely chance that the average Joe that you're going to ask is going to say the name Steven Spielberg. That's how synonymous the man is with movies and directing. And these kids don't know who that is. That is a damn shame.
This is a household name.
Holy cow. We are cooked, man. I did a TikTok Trash Tuesday last week, and it was a response to an Asmund Gold video, and I almost want to do a complete separate YouTube video on that altogether, because the question was about younger people and everything, and why you guys aren't going to movies. And I'm very interested in all of those reasons, and we got a ton of comments in there, so I really kind of want to put that together. And I want to solve it, man. I want to solve the problem, and I want to have us actually have a movie-going culture again, where everyone was excited to go to movies. That's the world I want to go to, where on Friday night, everybody is busting into the movie theater to see the latest new thing, and they're excited. And it feels like, that time again. I'm hoping for that time to exist, but we are not there yet. We need to get movies at a cheaper price, Monday through Thursday, $5 for every show. Get asses in seats. That's how you get people going back to the movies again. And just stop putting out so much shit. That's the big problem too, is we got too many movies out there. We're putting out way too much garbage, and then we got 58,000 streaming services. We don't know where anything is. There's too much crap. It's too much crap. Just slim it down, make things at a quality level, and stop just spitting out garbage to us all the time. That's the problem that we have. We're tired of the garbage. All right, what's next?
My point.
Oh boy, I'm so glad that we got a whole folks here. This real takes here, or as I like to call them, real bad takes, is about this is my girl. We've seen her for the last 2 episodes of TikTok Trash Tuesday, breaking down movies. So I kind of felt a little connection to her because we've gone through like Akira with her, and what was the other one we went through and saw? Old Boy. So like I really like this girl, and then I hate this douchebag. So I want to see what he's gonna say about this situation. Let's go.
Is the insane double standard of everyone ripping Emerald Fennell to shreds for
now for my take here and everything. I don't know who the fuck that is. I just want to let you know I don't know who we're even talking about here. So I'm going at this from a very kind of neutral standpoint.
not making an accurate adaptation of Wuthering Heights, which she said.
I also don't know shit about Wuthering Heights, so again, I'm just going at this from a pure whatever standpoint. Let's go.
Directly, she was going to do, but male directors are messing up source material all the time, and you guys have not said anything about that.
This creator is talking about a perceived double standard and
this creator. Here we go.
How we talk about adaptations from female directors and male directors, and she used two examples, one of them being Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Now, I think Quentin Tarantino is a fairly monstrous pig, which I've
Shut up, little fella. Like your new hairdo, by the way. I don't know what this wet dog thing is going on, but all right.
Said many times, I also think this movie is towards the bottom half of his filmography, but this
all right.
This is not an adaptation, right? This is an original screenplay from Tarantino, and the title literally gives away the fact it is a fairy tale. It is
it's alternative history. Yeah.
It's not real. For example, she gave is Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, which is satire. It is a comedy. It's also not called The Odyssey or The Odyssey. It is its own thing that's based loosely on The Odyssey.
Fuck, am I going to agree with this douchebag? This is not where I saw this going.
Speaking of The Odyssey, a large portion of the internet has been collectively losing their mind.
But let me predict, you're going to be okay with all of these changes. Yes. These changes you're going to be okay with. Yes. Yes.
In the lead up to Christopher Nolan's take on The Odyssey. I don't think either of those examples really have anything to do with the conversation, but I want to look around at
I don't know. All I'm saying is those Hobbit movies stunk.
Some other examples and see if we can see any trends here. For example, when Peter Jackson made the Hobbit trilogy, he got a lot of pushback on these films, especially.
But the problem with what he got pushback on the films is that like the production value and everything wasn't the same as it was previously. The first 3 Lord of the Rings films were fucking masterpieces. They were masterpieces because they took the time and effort to do everything. They did old school, they did new school, they did stuff that people weren't even doing yet. It was amazing. They took years to just even make all the fucking costumes, dude. They actually cared. And The Hobbit just felt like a contractual obligation that was supposed to go to like Sam Raimi and that was to get Guillermo del Toro. And then it's just like, fuck Peter Jackson, you have to do this. And they shortchanged it and short shrifted the entire thing. And that's why that movie kind of sucks. It's not necessarily the story or anything or the adaptation of it, but it's just more or less the kind of rushed nature of it all.
Especially for 2 and 3, I think these movies are pretty much absolute slop outside of the first, which is okay. The third movie, The Battle of the Five Armies, literally contradicts the point that Tolkien was making when he was writing The Hobbit.
Oh, I don't want to hear what you think Tolkien's thoughts are, because I think you were probably going to misconstrue most of them because of, your own political leanings.
Which was an anti-war children's story. Bilbo gets knocked out during that battle for a reason. Tolkien was making a point. Then we get an entire CGI slop fest movie basically about the battle. Buddy Kareem pointed this out in a video I'll tag below. It brought my attention to the original video, but when M. Night Shyamalan made The Last Airbender.
I love these meat curtains hairs that you got going here, bro. We were rocking this one in like 1997.
He was endlessly clowned for this. This is viewed as one of the worst movies of the 21st century. As Trank made Fan 4 Stick, this really helped end his career, which was off to a promising start with Chronicle. This is one of the worst adaptations of comic book source material.
Now, is he just trying to give points of like, yeah, we crap on men too? Okay. I mean, I guess if this was the whole video, I thought we were going to make something of substance here, but I suppose not.
Ever. When Stefan Fangmeyer made Aragon back in 2006, many people who grew up on the inheritance cycle like myself
my boy didn't have to go admit he's gay to everybody like that.
We're incredibly excited for this. This is the only movie he ever directed. It was absolute slop. It got obliterated really by fans and critics. 2 years before Chris Weitz made Twilight New Moon, which ironically got panned by fans and critics alike, he directed The Golden Compass.
That movie got all right reviews, I thought. I mean, it wasn't Narnia, but it wasn't like it wasn't good, but it wasn't the worst.
Wrote this film as an adaptation of the 1995
and I don't read no books, so I'm gonna tell you how good of an adaptation it was.
Weitz novel. This thing got panned across the board because he missed a lot of the points of the story or dumbed them down. Chronicles of Narnia films from the early 2010s died when Michael Apted made The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, which was largely panned. I grew up on the Artemis Fowl books. In 2020, Kenneth Branagh.
He grew up with the Artemis Fowls book. Again, this is why I can't take anything that this cat says. He's a wee little baby.
Who I'm a huge fan of, adapted Artemis Fowl into a film. I believe it has a 1.9 on Letterboxd. Everyone
did I see Artemis Fowl? It was like one when I was like working at the movie theater and like I saw a whole bunch of stuff, or maybe I even saw bits and pieces of the movie and stuff like that. And I think I saw it. I don't remember.
Obliterated this thing. Columbus made The Lightning Thief back in 2010. Many people, including myself, complained about how bad of an adaptation this actually was. Dark Tower from 2017 is.
These are just adaptations from books, and I hate to tell you, but that's like everything. It's got nothing to do with male or female. It's got to do with literary to movie translations. Like anybody can be guilty of this, let's be honest.
It's largely regarded as one of the biggest cinematic failures of the 21st century. You put it in the same boat as Andrew Stanton's adaptation of A Princess of Mars, John Carter, which is a huge financial failure and was critically mocked. When Neil Berger made Divergent, it was heavily criticized.
Divergent was okay. The first one was all right. The second one was pretty good. The third one was not great. But, it is what it is. Watchmen. I don't know. It feels like this motherfucker been cribbing off of what we've been talking about for the last week here over at HMP.
Snyder is one of the most mocked directors alive. Back in 2009 when he made Watchmen.
Watchmen's good, though. We talked about Watchmen, dude. Watchmen's good. Watchmen is as good as that movie could have been for the work that it was doing. Watchmen is a great, miniseries. It's like 12 issues. That's almost impossible to adapt. It's quite impossible to adapt that thing, and it's Snyder did as good a job with it as one could have.
Most people who have read Watchmen pointed out he doesn't understand a single character.
No, he does. He does. You like he just can't sit there with it in those moments and stuff, and that's why you got to like it's like a music video version of it in a strange way. There's stuff in there, but like just saying that he missed the point, I don't believe that's right.
Here,
especially when you look at it with the full, the full cut with everything, with all the Black Freighter shit and everything. It's a more whole piece.
Like when he made Batman versus Superman, he doesn't understand, in my opinion, either Batman or Superman.
Now I'll agree with that statement.
Anyone who criticizes Emerald Fennell as misogynistic is, in a word, lazy. Strange cognitive dissonance starts to appear when you think about the way that Fennell treats the character of Isabella, who is a domestic violence victim. He flees Heathcliff because he is a monster, but in
Heathcliff, no one should. That's what I just fucking give me some Heathcliff in my veins. You know what I'm talking about? Heathcliff, dude. What a cartoon. Wuthering Heights my ass. Give me that damn made a Heathcliff movie, but dog. Woo!
In this story, she kind of likes how she's treated. She's just submissive and kinky, and she's played as an idiot and as a joke. Heathcliff's misogynistic reaction to facing rejection is to literally abuse another woman as part of a game. But this is softened and dumbed down in Emerald's version of the story. I really should put this MFers in here with him on double speed, because my God, homie is a slow slog of a talk. Which we apparently are not allowed to criticize. But the thesis doesn't really hold water because many people criticize Emerald in the same way they criticize her male counterpart, in my opinion. That is Osgood Perkins. Is Oz Perkins. Is Osgood Perkins acting in the thing? I don't know that. Is that a thing? Two Nepo babies who talk as if they are making the most important. Oh, fuck you. Not for nothing. And I'm not the biggest Osgood Perkins fan, but fuck you and any of the Nepo baby talk. That's like 99% of Nepo baby talk is motherfuckers who are just pissed off that they ain't got no famous parent. That's, it's like, if I had a famous parent, I'd be famous too. That's what you assholes think. That's why you hate Nepo babies, because you ain't one of them. art ever to exist. Both have keen visual eyes. I think they both are decent directors. Neither of them can write worth a damn. I'm gonna just
fair enough.
Mindlessly defend Wuthering Heights because Emerald Fennell directed it. Please dig deeper than that.
Emerald Fennell sounds like a Greek dish, doesn't it? I didn't put a thing in there. All right, here we go.
Hollywood cannot do a scene like this anymore. This is from the 1994 film True Lies.
True Lies. I haven't seen True Lies in a good while. I kind of wanted to get that 4K and everything, but everybody said that the AI enhancements and stuff and digitalization of people's faces and whatnot were not super hot in that movie.
Arnold Schwarzenegger action movie, and it's a scene where these fighter jets are trying to stop a truck that is carrying a nuclear bomb.
Pretty cool.
And they blow up the bridge. And I know what some of you are going to say. They do stuff like this all the time. In a Marvel movie, they'll blow up a whole city. But there's one huge, massive key difference, which is that this same scene today, not a single person in the audience would be thinking, how did they do that?
No, because they would have just done it. Well, yeah, because they just did it back then. And today we would all just go, oh, that's CGI. That's correct.
Because we would know how they did it. All of this would be in the computer. None of this would be real. Not the water, not the bridge, not the truck, not the explosions. It would just be a cutscene from a video game.
A damn shame is what it is. We have gotten away from all of this stuff. This is why movies like Fast and the Furious and all this kind of stuff really don't end up working as you know, further away from the original stuff that you got, because we were not even with the first one that had a lot of CGI and shit in it, but you get to the point where you're not doing anything actually dangerous. There's no real stakes to anything. So when you're watching these chases, when you're watching these stunts, when you're watching these explosions, there's nothing to it. There's no weight. There's no there.
When you were watching this in 1994, when you saw that bridge explode, and then you see this shot where these guys drive upon the broken bridge, and it's clear they're actually there. Then right after that, they do this stunt where they go sailing over the wreckage, and it really did seem like James Cameron just blew up a real bridge.
They probably made the bridge, but yeah.
What they
or it was like one that was, doomed to destruction.
Actually did was found a real life bridge that was under construction. There was a gap here, and then they dressed it up with a bunch of fake debris. They shot this stuff first, then they built a 100-foot-long miniature version of the bridge. And when I say miniature,
and again, we want to, like you can remember and see a lot of stuff like this back on the television show Movie Magic. And let me know in the chat if you want me to do some more Movie Magic reactions from those episodes back in the day. Those were really fun to kind of watch and kind of break down what the old school special effects were like and why I feel like we should get back to more of that stuff.
You can see them sitting on it up there. There they are wiring it up to explode. Then they had one shot to blow it up in a way that would perfectly match what they already had. And they specifically needed the truck to ramp up in the air like that. They had to blow it up just right so that part of the bridge.
We used to be a society. We used to have to get nerds in here to blow stuff up and make it blow up in the right way. Come on, dude. Now we just have a nerd hit a button.
It would come up and act.
Nerds ain't the same, man.
As a ramp. That's an actual physical model. There is literally no way to replicate today what we felt when we saw this back then. Because this was like watching a magician perform on stage. You could not figure out how they did that. If you were born in the CGI era, I don't think you've ever felt that.
Nope, they haven't, because it's all just been that's the computer.
Sense of wonder of
just watch old, Burt Reynolds movies and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like Gator and whatnot, where like just things are going wild. Watch Hooper. All that shit was real.
How did they pull off that shot? I get why they don't do it like this anymore. It's expensive, it's dangerous, it takes forever.
But doesn't it make a difference? Doesn't it make a difference? I think it does.
But there's not a single shot in any of the 3 Avatar films that looks this good.
No, he's correct.
And the only sense of wonder I get from watching those films is thinking, wow, the artist did a really good job of painting that background.
1000% agree with that. Absolutely.
Hey, thanks for taking my question.
Every quote unquote question from an audience at a film Q&A in LA.
Love the film. Really great stuff here. My question is, I'm a filmmaker and writer and producer. And
I'm all of these things. How come I'm not you?
Director and documentarian and a gaffer as well. And I'm
I.e., I don't actually do anything in the entertainment industry is what that person is actually saying.
kind of just wondering, because I'm working on a film right now. We actually just wrapped it. We're in the process of getting funding, and we have like a lot of big names that are interested, which is really cool. But we also have another film, like
I'm just using this time to promote myself. Thank you.
my creative partner and I were submitting to festivals like all across the world.
Of course,
all the festivals that are going on, and it's a really exciting time. But I guess my question is, when you were making this film, I'm just wondering, because as a filmmaker myself, I'm starting a new short. We're starting production in Q2. In Laurel Canyon. It's just going to be, the whole thing is set in Laurel Canyon on the street.
Here, I'm giving you more information about shit you don't know or care about.
Just kind of guerrilla style. So it's only gonna be shot between the hours that where sunset is like active. So like we're only shooting every day from like 5:30 to 5:55.
What are you talking about? Why say so much? Can we see the videos? Motherfucker, what are we doing? We're watching the videos. I'm talking far less on this one.
So it's a really special project. But anyway, I guess my question is, how did you guys come up with the title?
You guys are doing their work for them.
All right, more AI talk here and everything. Who saw this video? The Tom supposedly, I don't know when I hear whether this, like, it was a one-line prompt. I don't know about all of that. Because, you know, if you said, I want Tom Cruise fighting Brad Pitt on a rooftop, wouldn't it ask you, like, you know, what era, what do you want to look like, what kind of rooftop are we in? You know, there's, I don't know that it was a one-line prompt, but that video got a lot of views, a lot of stuff going on. I think it's cool looking, but I will say this. Fight choreographers, you're still going to have a job because the AI only knows very little about fight choreography to make it look really, really good. They can make them fight, but they ain't choreographing it quite well. And again, that's where you're going to need that actual artist to come in and say, okay, thank you for putting in all of the groundwork here for us. Now let me show you how to do all the things right. And then they come in and they say, this is the fight choreography that we want you to implement into this. That's how you work that out.
You're legitimizing it so that they don't have to. You've probably seen a bit of the Sea Dance controversy, and some of you are just falling for this hook, line, and sinker. Every comment I read is about how good this looks and how quickly it's evolving. Yes, this objectively looks better than Will Smith eating spaghetti from a couple of years ago, but it still looks like crap, and it's made
No, it really doesn't. That's you just being a little over analytical and overcritical of something that is practically brand new. This is in the natal stages, bud. And and where we were from those early Will Smith spaghetti videos to where we are now, that short amount of time is unbelievable. And it's only going to get better from there. Again, this is the worst the stuff's ever going to look. It's only going to get better.
Entirely by stealing other people's work. And so
now you're just bitching. We're not even like there. That's a whole separate conversation in and of itself. That's another conversation. But you know, but again, that's also how you get away with this stuff, is you conflate all of the issues into one.
No, I don't agree with you. It's not cool. It's not the future of Hollywood. It proves that you never cared about storytelling or plot or characters or themes.
No, it's showing people that something is a tool, is something that will be able to be used in the future. No one's looking at this and going, well, the future is just the CGI of these two characters fighting on a rooftop. That's not what anyone is saying. You're being obtuse. Stop it.
You just like pretty colors and flashing images.
No. Well, my guy. My guy. And you went to the wide angle to tell us this? This wide angle that puts this room into focus, and you have the gall to tell us that we like the bright and flashy things? My guy. My guy. What nerve.
And your favorite characters swinging around hitting stuff. That's not why we go to the movies.
No, it's not. And no one is saying it is. They're just saying, look at the things that I am aware of and the things that I know. And they smashed them together. It's like when we were kids. You had two toys and you smashed them together. It's G.I. Joe versus Transformer. Look at them smash. Isn't it fun? That's what this is. That's the stage that we're at right now. No one's saying that this is what's going to take over cinema. Again, are you being stupid on purpose, or is this come natural?
That's the icing on the cake. And these corporations are now trying to sell you factory-produced icing. Just eat it with a spoon.
The corporations, motherfucker, these are done by people. Are people infringing on copyright, or are the studios doing it? You can't even make up your own mind.
As much as you want. Don't worry about what's in it or where it came from. And instead of pushing back against that, you're doing the hard work for them.
What does that even mean?
Going in comment sections and legitimizing the whole thing like it's real, like it's art. This is ugly, offensive, and anti-human. And every time you make one of these little videos just for fun, or you go in a comment section mouthing off about how AI generated content is the future, those corporations.
It's going to be. I mean, like, you can sit here and be locked into the past all you want, but like, the things move in a direction, and you need to either learn to pivot or you're going to learn to die. As they say, somebody bought a buggy factory, 2 weeks before Henry Ford, revolutionized the assembly line. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get fucked. Sometimes you get screwed and you get left out of the business. And you know what? It's the same. Like, it's like you sound like the people who are like, why would you write something with a typewriter? The art of writing is with a pen. And as a matter of fact, the art of writing is actually with a quill. All right. If you're not writing with a quill, are you even really writing? That's what you sound like.
Love you, man. They love when you do that. You're working as a salesman for them.
What are you? Yeah, it's selling this new idea. And you know what? It's actually costing people a lot of money because the computing power is ridiculous.
For free.
It's not for free. You're getting sold something. What are you talking about? And I like, this guy seems a little bit, I don't know where all the hatred comes from. I think it comes from people that fancy themselves artistes. I don't know about all that.
You were not in part 3 in The Godfather. Was that the rumor was? Well, he priced himself out of the market on purpose because he didn't want to do it. Was that you just saying?
It's true. That's
the late great Robert Duvall. I feel like I had to include a Robert Duvall clip. Just passed away and everything. 94? Was it 94 or 95 years old? My grandpa just had that as very close a birthday as well. So that's where I'm kind of getting a little bit conflated. But boy, oh boy, you make it into about 95 years old. As Kevin Smith used to say, that is a big old bucket of wind for you, man. Robert Duvall, and I still want to put I took it out of the collection and put it aside because I wanted to watch it just on account of. But I'm gonna rewatch THX 1138, one of the few films that is like purely starring Robert Duvall.
partially true. I said you can pay Pacino twice what you pay me, but not 3 and 4 times.
Yeah,
which was
fair.
the case.
Wow.
He came to my house in Virginia. Coppola parked his limousine with a driver, came in. And
sounds like Coppola.
I said, sit down, I'm going to cook you my mother's crab cake recipe. He always wanted it. So I wrote it down for him to take, the crab cake recipe. he forgot it. He kept calling. He was more concerned about that recipe than would I be in Godfather 3.
Francis Ford Coppola was thinking about food, you say?
Right.
You don't regret it?
Huh?
Do you regret not doing it?
No. The first two were, I think, probably better movies.
Yeah.
I think, Yeah.
I think
most would say that.
Yeah, he was great to work with, Coppola.
Yeah.
Most would
Because he
say
would
that.
turn it around and watch what you do. Some of the old-time directors, I worked with a director once, said, when I say action, tense up, goddammit. Can you imagine saying,
hey, I like that.
Saying that to Joe Montana in the Super Bowl, tense up?
Yeah,
you don't,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but let's be honest, though. Actors are a little frilly. You know what I'm saying? They're not people that have usually tend to do a bunch of hard work and stuff in life. So perhaps they may not know to, tense up in particular situations because they never been there.
It's not, you don't.
Maybe not guys like Robert Duvall who are older than time itself, but you get my meaning.
Intensity is different from intensity.
Right. It doesn't seem like you're going to
So
get
a
the
guy
best.
like Coppola, he turned things around, or Altman and Billy Bob and other directors too. Try to see what you do.
Yeah.
Let it come from the
They
subject.
should have gave you the money for 3. They should have just gave you the money, Robert.
Come on. How crucial was Tom Hayden to the story, though? Let's be honest. Everybody's just like, man, I miss all those Tom Hayden scenes. Right.
Well, I don't know. I mean, whatever.
It was a big hole in the film. It was a big piece
I
missing.
don't know about that, but it just,
He's right. I don't know about that. I don't know that there was a big giant, Hayden hole.
whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Is it hard to watch?
But let me say this though. I wrote him a letter recently. Coppola and Horton Foote, the great Texas playwright who wrote Tender Mercies and To Kill a Mockingbird. Those two guys, without consciously doing it, were really gave me a lot of help when I started out my career. Those two guys.
No, that's right. We all oftentimes we forget he was Boo Radley all the way back when. Holy cow! And he looked damn near the same.
Really helped me,
Yeah.
get going.
There's a movie where Duvall's character finds out that he has a brother played by James Earl Jones, and I want to see that. I know what you're talking about, but I have not seen that.
The AI video wars just went nuclear.
Uh-oh.
This Thursday, ByteDance released Seed Dance 2.0.
That feels like what we've been watching a lot of throughout this TikTok Trash Tuesday, so yeah.
Their answer to OpenAI's Sora. By Friday, Hollywood was like, it's so over. Here's what happened. An Irish filmmaker typed in a 2-line prompt. He got a video of Tom Cruise fighting Brad
Okay, so a 2-line prompt, but still, 2-line, I don't know that I believe that.
Pitt on a rooftop. It looked real, went viral, obviously.
It looks decent. Like if one is like, absolute, like, spaghetti eating Will Smith, and a 10 is absolutely indiscernible from real life, I would say that current version gets about an 8, which is pretty good. Now, in order to get to the 10, you're going to have to go up exponentially, like higher levels in order to get to that perfect bit. But I think we're at an 8 right now, from being, like I said, 10 being indistinguishable from real life.
And the Deadpool screenwriter weighed in, I hate to say it, it's likely over for us. Within hours, users were generating Baby Yoda, Spider-Man, Darth Vader, SpongeBob, South Park.
But that's like, I know a lot of people that think that like, oh, that's the whatever. And like, maybe to a degree that will be a point where we can kind of sit down and be like, hey, maybe I can have, this AI thing come up with what is a better version of Star Wars. Put together a 2-hour movie of a better version of episode 7. And like you give them like a couple of, kind of main beat story prompts and stuff like that. And they can put together, something like that. That's what they're afraid of, is coming up with a better idea than them and them not getting paid for it. That's the problem that they have. It's not that it's ruining creativity. It's ruining the money that's coming into their pockets.
Godfather, all sorts of weird things in between. Here's the kicker. The space is crowded, right? OpenAI has Sora, Google has Veo, filmmakers use something called Runway for $12 a month, China has Kling. All of them have guardrails. Sora won't generate real celebrities, Runway won't touch copyrighted IP.
Dumb.
Video has content filters. Disney even signed a 3-year licensing agreement with OpenAI so that they could use Disney characters with permission. Now, ByteDance launched Seed Dance with none of that. No.
Well, yeah, like that's what people want, and that's where people are going to go, and that's why you're going to win. People don't like, they want to see the weird stuff. They want to like, and especially at this infancy stage of all of this, it's a cool toy. And you want to, like I said, you want to get both of your toys and slam them together and see what happens. And you want to come up with like, hey, wouldn't it be, it's like those lunch table conversations that we had when we were kids of like, if this person was fighting this person, who would win, blah, blah, blah. And now you can like make a cool little animated video on it. Like, I don't know. Lighten up.
No licensing deals, celebrity filters, no IP protection. Obviously, Disney sent a cease and desist. They called it a virtual smash and grab.
It's a virtual smash and grab.
The industry condemned it. Paramount said the AI videos were indistinguishable from their actual movies.
Okay. Damning yourselves with faint praise, I suppose. That's pretty bad, dude. That's pretty bad when you just go like, it's indistinguishable. Then that means you're producing shit, dog. That means what you're producing is garbage. If you think that is indistinguishable from the product that you put out, newsflash, your product stinks.
The Motion Picture Association demanded that ByteDance immediately cease its infringing activity.
And I hope China just gave him the finger. That'd be great.
SAG-AFTRA condemned it. The Human Artistry campaign called it an attack on every creator in the world.
Oh my God, it is an attack on everybody. It's an attack on your wallet, and that's what you're mad about. You're mad that your wallet ain't there no more, and you're mad that somebody with just a fucking computer prompt might be able to put out a better product than you and all of your great ideas.
Japan launched an investigation over anime character. ByteDance's response for taking steps to strengthen safeguards. PR and legal worked hard on that.
Yeah. That's all you got to do. Yeah, we're working real hard to get to the bottom of it.
Playbook: move fast, break IP, apologize.
Apologize never. Don't worry about it. Like what are you gonna do? You gonna go over there to China? They're gonna tell you to pound sand, dude. Don't blame them. Don't blame them. We don't hold any of these people accountable. They're going to do whatever they want to do anyway. So,
Hey, so looking for a horror movie recommendation, Jordan Peele's Us. What do you think?
All right, it's tough for me to read on my smaller screen here. POV, the friend that knows too many horror conspiracies. Conspiracies?
Should I watch?
That one's a good choice. Yeah, the Halloween sequel, huh?
I didn't think so.
Yeah, because, Michael Myers is tethered, of course. He wears a jumpsuit, not red. He came home one day and stopped talking after murdering his sister. He was acting.
Us? What do you think?
All right.
Michael Myers is tethered, of course.
Baby Yoda, Spider.
All right, hold on. I missed the point of his shit. Hold on. Give me a second. Come on, baby. Come on. Good shit. Fuck. Come on. Damn it.
Worked hard on that. This is the playbook. Move fast, break IP, apologize.
All right, he's talking about Us. Let's start that.
Hey, so looking for a horror movie recommendation, Jordan Peele's Us. What do you think? Should I watch?
That one's a good choice. Yeah, the Halloween sequel, huh?
I didn't think so.
Yeah, because, Michael Myers is tethered, of course. He wears a jumpsuit, not red. He came home one day and stopped talking after murdering his sister. He was acting different. Now only talks in grunts, just like the tethered. There's so much proof.
Okay. Maybe I can see a little parallels.
It's a separate movie.
No, and it goes deeper, literally, with a series of tunnels revealed to be under Michael Myers' childhood home in Halloween Resurrection, just like the tunnels.
Are we watching Halloween Resurrection though? We watching Halloween Resurrection though?
And Us, who's to say Michael, as a well-behaved kid on that Halloween night, didn't go into his basement just to get replaced by a tethered version of himself?
Are you reading too much into it a little bit?
You know what, though? That being said, the tunnels in Halloween Resurrection might have been retconned a little bit because all the plotline in the earlier movies is a little bit different with different sister and familiar bonds in the later movies. But that's not saying a difference in plotline means there still isn't tunnels under Michael's house. And you know what's a fun idea? If you have a couple, say, hours to spare, we can go even deeper with some of the Dr. Loomis references in Halloween. He tracks Michael.
I shot him 6 times, damn it!
Using matchboxes called Rabbit and Red. And Dr. Loomis describes Michael as not having a soul, which, kind of matches with Us. It's...
You know what? That's okay.
What I saw behind that boy's eyes was true evil.
Hey, maybe I'll check out Cabin in the Woods. That one, right?
Another great choice, very fair, especially with Kurt being in on it. So,
What's next?
Sometimes you really got to be careful who you get into horror movie discussions with.
What? Okay, interesting. The problem with horror movie discussions.
Because you could talk about like the most disturbing movies you've seen with some people, right? Some people might be like, oh, it's the Terrifier series. Other people might be, nah, it's Eden Lake. That's a banger. And you got somebody that comes around and they're like, oh, you know, you should watch a Serbian film. And then it's like, all right, gang, you ruined it. We had something cool, and now you got to.
That's true. That's true. It's always one douchebag that just one that goes, hey, you know what's real fucked up?
Reevaluate yourself. I really don't even want.
I agree. There's always somebody that just wants to go in and is like, you know what's a real bummer of a time? It's not even Martyrs. Even I'd accept Martyrs over, you know, like over your Serbian film or Salo or some shit like that.
It's easy to forget just how playful and inventive Annie Hall was. The original cut for this thing was 3 hours long, and the editors were solving problems.
First of all, I want to continue my strident advisory, I'll call it, to everyone out there. When you hear stuff like this, it's like the original cut was 3 hours long. Annie Hall's about an hour and a half total. I've got news for you, kids. The first cut was not 3 hours. That's called an assembly. That's where they take everything they've got, they put it all together to see where all the, you know, where what everything they have is. They don't intend on keeping all of those things, but they want to see what works. They want to see what kind of falls apart. And that's what an assembly cut is. It's just kind of like see where everything is and learn where you got to start chopping and chopping. You know what I'm saying? So no, I don't think that this movie was ever intended to be anywhere remotely close to 3 hours. Those are all assembly cuts, everybody. Let's calm down.
When it became the movie that it is. It was originally called A Roller Coaster Named Desire. And then it was called It Had to Be Jew. And then it was called Anadonia. And it was 3 hours.
These are all great and terrible names.
It was long, and it was a slog, and it was a bad, slow movie that didn't work about Alvy Singer, that's Woody Allen's character's name, his relationship with a whole bunch of different women. Annie was just one stop along the way. And then the editors, Wendy Green Brickmont and Ralph Rosenblum, had to help him.
For those guys Jewish?
Find the movie in the mess. The result is stuff like this. Subtitles that run parallel and contrary to what.
Really good stuff too, man. Like what a great idea at the time of these two characters having this conversation and the subtitles telling us what they're really saying as they're saying all these things. It's a really great bit.
They're saying. And this is what great editors will do. Great editors will help the director find it. Great editors will show you possibilities in the footage that you never knew were there. Great directors are willing to let go of the movie that they thought that they had on the page, the movie that they thought that they had in the can when they shot it, and let go of all those preconceived notions and say, what does this footage want to be now? Okay? The movies will teach you how to make them if you listen to the footage and follow the footage where it wants to go.
You need to follow them.
Go. Then your movie can feel alive, and then it can hit audiences in the head and the heart.
Speaking of feeling alive, do you want to bring that voice up a little bit? You want to bring that little pep in your step? My God.
And the imagination.
Sweet Lord. A little fucking caffeine in you, won't you? I love racism. Well, congratulations. You know what they say. Avenue Q says everyone's a little bit racist. It's fine. Just don't be an asshole about it.
When the Hateful Eight leaked from Alcon Entertainment.
How Hateful Eight, Quentin Tarantino, and the FBI inspired the screener.
Had a watermark on it of an executive over there, and Quentin Tarantino called the FBI, and the FBI raided Alcon's offices, flak jackets, stole hard drives, took everything, seized everything, and I was just like, what is that day at work like? And so we wrote this thing about a screener leaking. It's the worst nightmare of a filmmaker and many people in the film industry.
You remember when they leaked that X-Men bit with or from the Wolverine movie with the horrible Deadpool, and everybody was just like, well, this is DOA, and it wasn't. It still made some money, but
And I thought, well, let's do it. Nobody else in Hollywood would do it. We're independent. We should do the thing that you can't do on TV.
And it also made us go under the hood and look into more of this stuff. And it's rampant and it's everywhere. And it's interesting. And it's not talked about.
Basically, everybody that we talked to confirmed a lot of the crime, the kind of white-collar crime that is taking place in some of these places. And then we talked to people in law enforcement, and they were like, oh, yeah, you could prosecute that very quickly. And it was like, oh,
they were like, if this is all real, like,
yeah,
100%. This
and that's
is a
very
legitimate
funny
case
to us. Like, there's something interesting about independent filmmakers making something about independent film absolutely devastating all of the cheesy bullshit that we all have to live through in the tower that is Hollywood.
All right. Interesting.
In that scene, I improvised. It was I shot Marvin. What I asked permission to say is, could I just say I shot Marvin in the face?
In the original script, John shot the kid in the back seat in the throat. So he's
I don't know that I've heard this.
choking on the bullet while we're having this argument.
And I knew the way I would say it.
Which is kind of a cool idea when you think about it. It's like you shot him and like they're having this argument of whether or not how the gun actually went off while this guy's right in the back. I think that's fun. That's a great idea.
Would have humor because I would say it in a way as I stepped on his toes.
Oh man, I shot Marvin in the face.
Why the fuck did you do that? I blew his head off, but I shot him in the face as like I tried to make less of what.
That is true. It's just like I shot him in the face. You exploded his head. I shot him in the face.
I did. Quentin, he even said to me when the movie was done, I didn't know I was making a comedy.
I like that little segment.
Oh man, I shot him in the face. Like he stepped on his toe.
Each of these dots represents a lighted office window at night.
Again, this is where this more movie magic stuff comes back from. This is from Akira.
Here they are painting the windows in the building, each one carefully done, as was the lettering. Even the commercials appearing on the TV monitors were precisely drawn. What a job. It requires a great deal of precision and fine work to express the vastness of the city.
That's some fine work, boys. Fine work.
Take a look at the finished product. Doesn't it look real?
Well, it looks like a real drawing.
Here is where the cells are photographed. It is Asahi Productions in Tokyo.
You might know the acai bowls from...
The highest photographic techniques were used in transferring the drawings to film.
Love how they just kind of... It's ended. Shut up.
How attractive is Jennifer Connelly?
Very. Hello. Huh? You ever see this movie called Career Opportunities? Boy, oh boy, dear Santa.
Jennifer has balanced facial thirds, a great mid-face ratio, and a good FWHR.
Oh, I've been saying that all along.
She has green almond-shaped eyes, a good eye space.
Listen, they shouldn't be shaped like oranges, I always say.
A positive canthal tilt, and her...
Oh, man, positive canthal. If you ain't got a positive canthal, you can't even get in these pants.
Her eyebrows are perfectly medium set. Jennifer has higher set cheekbones, full lips, and a good jawline definition.
Again. Write them down in a book.
Definition. She has a great chin to philtrum ratio and a good jaw frontal.
Man, if your philtrum ain't filtering right, you just fucking shove off, man. Get it right, dog.
Angle. She has a perfect gonial angle, a great facial convexity, and a good chin projection. Jennifer's face is too long, her jaw is too wide.
Here's what I'll say, though. There's a good chance, a more than good chance, I would say, that Jennifer Connelly's actually listened to my voice. Yeah. Because we did a little show called Snowpiercer 30 Questions, and we know for a 1,000% fact that people that were on that show had listened to our podcast. So there's a halfway decent chance that somewhere in the makeup room they were playing Snowpiercer 30 Questions. There's a half a decent chance that Jennifer Connelly actually listened to our show and go, those guys fucking suck. I'm sure that's what they said.
Her mouth is too narrow. Her eyebrows are not positively tilted enough. Her ramus could be taller.
Oh, God. Like, listen, you don't want to get a ramus too tall on a chick, and then she starts looking freaky.
Her nasofrontal angle is slightly too acute.
You know what? Now that they're talking about it, she kind of does look ugly.
Her nose is too bulbous, and she also
Too bulbous.
has a gummy smile.
I will say this, though, as she has aged in today and everything, she's too thin. She's too thin, way too thin. Give me that career opportunities, Jennifer Connelly. You know what I'm talking about? I know what I'm talking about. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Overall, Jennifer Connelly is an 8 out of 10, a supermodel tear face.
What's higher than that, though? Come on.
5 superhero movies to watch if you're a dickhead.
As somebody who reviewed superhero movies for over a decade on the internet, I feel like I'm halfway qualified to talk about these and whether or not I think that they are movies for dickheads. And I guess as I've probably seen them all. We did 800 something episodes.
Man of Steel is a CGI monstrosity that left me feeling like I was having a migraine with my head in a cement mixer.
It's okay. That's fair. It's not the worst movie in the world, but it's not great.
Horribly color graded piece of shit alien invasion movie where Superman is a symbol of death, misery, and total destruction. Shite. Watching the Green Lantern is like having
Oh man, a DC hater. I'm on board.
every knobhead that you've ever met in your life fired at you at once from a cannon. Shite. Ant-Man Quantum Mania is a symbol of every.
Isn't that a shame though too that Quantum Mania just really didn't have it? The first 2 Ant-Man movies were really good, but that third one just was kind of a swing and a miss, man.
That's wrong with
it's the stupidest thing in the world that we're going it had the most wild potential to be something interesting and neat, and they're like, oh, you know what happens when we shrink down to the unbelievable microscopular quantum level here and everything is we come across another humanoid species. Fuck you. Fuck you. The thing that's the smallest thing in the world is another civilization that's quite like ours, but people look a little bit different. Eat shit.
Modern day Disney, modern day blockbuster filmmaking, and the modern day over-reliance on CGI. Shite. Genuine question, apart from us.
Oh boy, it's Morbin time, everybody. Boy, that movie stunk.
Don't man, does anyone even like Jared Leto? Shite. Batman vs Superman is 150 minutes of gloomy drivel that's color graded like a nuclear apocalypse in Birkenhead. Shite.
Hey, listen, man, you gonna find
Oppenheimer or There Will Be Blood?
All right, Oppenheimer or There Will Be Blood. There Will Be Blood. Come on now.
There Will Be Blood.
There Will Be Blood or Back to the Future?
There Will Be Blood.
Future.
There will be-
Come on. Come on. That's a child. That's a child. This is a child. And somebody who's a pretentious twat. Back to the Future. There Will Be Blood. Better Back to the Future. Just my boy.
Blood or La La Land?
There Will
Correct.
Be Blood.
There Will Be Blood or Taxi Driver?
Brother.
There Will Be Blood.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
There Will Be Blood or The Sixth Sense?
He's going, There Will Be Blood. Come on, look at this guy. Like, you're an easy book.
There Will Be Blood.
There Will Be Blood or The Grand Budapest Hotel?
He's going, There Will Be Blood. There's no way he's picking a Wes Anderson film. Are you nuts at this point?
Hell.
Oh, we found a weak point. Interesting. Would not have guessed.
You might have me. There Will Be Blood.
Oh, you coward.
There Will Be Blood or When Harry Met Sally?
There Will Be Blood.
Oh, come on. Like that was so obvious. What are you talking about?
There Will Be Blood or Raiders of the Lost Ark?
I have to prepare. I have to prepare. There's no way. There's no way that this guy says There Will Be Blood over Raiders of the Lost Ark. No, there's no chance. There's no chance this happens.
There Will Be Blood.
Fuck you. Get out of here. Now you're just being an idiot.
There Will Be Blood or Moonlight?
Oh. Oh, no one's seen Moonlight, but if you don't answer, you're a homophobe. So, ball's in your court, player.
There will be blood.
All right. Well, somebody hates the gays.
There Will Be Blood or The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring.
Oh, no way. Is that the last one?
No, not last one.
Oh, no way.
Bitch, if you don't say The Lord of the Rings is better than There Will Be Blood, I am going to jump through the internet and pummel you.
Why did you do that to me? Which
You look like a hobbit, for Christ's sake.
hat do I put on? My life hat or my... Oh, no. I can't answer that.
Answer it, you coward.
Fellowship of the Ring.
Fellowship of the Ring or Lawrence of Arabia.
Well, Fellowship of the Ring. Lawrence of Arabia is fine. I have it on 4K. It's a fine film. Lord of the Rings every day. Come on.
Fellowship of the Ring.
Fellowship.
All right. At least he didn't, like, he thought for a second. He's just like, should I be pretentious? Peter O'Toole, after all.
Of the Ring or Parasite.
Come on. If you don't say Lord of the Rings, Parasite's a fine film. A fine film. Is it Lord of the Rings? Fuck no.
Fellowship of the Ring.
Thank you. Oh, God.
Fellowship of the Ring or 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Ooh, that's rough. But I listen, as much as I love 2001, I'm going Lord of the Rings.
Odyssey.
Fellowship of the Ring.
Okay, so you got Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. You happy?
All right, listen, I'm not mad at it. I was afraid that we were going down a route there. There were some wild answers. We were on a bit of a roller coaster, but we ended up on home base, and that's all that matters.
No, I don't know if it should. There will be blood is one of my. It's just pet.
No shit, you are on that one like white on rice.
It's hard to beat There Will Be Blood, but I had to say,
not a fun time at all. Though. Like there's like you got to be in a mood to put on There Will Be Blood, boy.
Lord of the Rings because of my childhood, you know. So
I was a grown ass man when those movies came out.
It's beyond film at that point.
So fucking good, man. So good. All right, I think we got one more left. I think we have one more. Let's see what we got.
From Haddonfield, Illinois, Michael, Samuel, and Lori. Say hello to Freddie Krueger and Nancy Thompson.
Again, we got a little bit more AI here. I thought I'd throw a little bit towards the end. This is fun. Is it the greatest thing in the world? No. But like, is this going to be the thing that replaces movies? Also, no. It'll be the dumb, silly shit that you see on TikTok, and you go, "Oh, that's fun," and then you just scoot on. You're good.
Straight out of hell, Pinhead. All the way from Derrick Community Fitness, Pennywise Incorporated. Out of South Jersey Conditioning, Billy the Puppet. From Camp Crystal Lake, Jason and Pamela Voorhees. Representing Hackensack.
Looks fun. I'd watch this. This looks like Celebrity Deathmatch.
Athletic Club, Chucky and Tiffany. Straight out of New Texas Performance Center, Leatherface. Out of Woodsboro High Athletics, Sidney Prescott and Ghostface. All the way from Georgetown Performance Institute, Pazuzu. From the Overlook
Ballroom
Ensemble, the Grady Twins.
This is fun. Why? Like, you hate this? Why would you hate this? That's so much fun. Okay, maybe we got one more AI video. I think the last one's AI too.
Come with me if you want to live.
I'm sorry, but you need to.
Like, here's what I'm talking about. Watch all the lighting and stuff. This is why these fuckers are scared. They're scared because this is good. We're getting good. And we're getting good fast. That's what they're scared about.
Talk to my boss.
No.
This looks like a Super Bowl commercial, don't it?
The boss is already dead.
We go to the weird widescreen here. I'm not quite sure why.
Who the hell are you?
Like, the audio here is a little shit and mixed, but like I get what they're doing.
You John Connor? Are you John Connor?
Yes, of course I'm John.
Listen, man. AI's here whether you like it or not, so you can get on board and enjoy it, or just, piss and shit your pants and have pissy shitty pants, I suppose. There should have been more blood. There should have been more blood when Harry met Sally. I think I understand what you're saying. That is it, everybody. We did it. We had another TikTok Trash Tuesday going in the books here. I had a good time. I hope you did too. About 2.5 hours here. We had a good bit of people coming through, and we always like that. And that stuff helps out by you guys liking, subscribing, and do all the bell notifications. So when we do the live shows, you can be in on those things, man. Because we do them. We do the live shows, and we do all of those shows on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. This week we'll be talking Sleepless in Seattle because it is rom-tom month over here. The month of February, we're talking romantic comedies with one Tom Hanks, the guy who's got the biggest hands in the game. So do check us out there on Sunday evening. Bring back more movie magic videos. All right. I want to wait until April, actually, before I start doing that, just on account of I'm on the one strike right now because of New Year's Eve and all of those videos. When you try to stream a 101-year-old film and YouTube goes, you can't do that. And I'm like, well, why not? It's 101 years old. How is this? What are you talking about? And then you're like, strike. So maybe once that strike is gone, I'll revive that series and stuff like that. So well, the strike is there. I still have the strike. The strike goes away in like 3 months. So once the strike disappears, then I'll have a little bit. And I've never got any problems, any pushback from the movie magic stuff in the past. I just don't want to push another, band right off the bat. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to be getting into those areas. I was already pissed that I missed that, that one episode, one week live and everything there. So anyways, thanks again, you guys. Thanks again to all the people that support the show, patreon.com/HMP. You're amazing. We love you, love you, love you. And that'll be it. Now we'll see you guys on Tuesday. I'll just play my theme. Why not? See you next time, everybody.